is my regular. I'm talking six for better now. Oh, six for better now. Oh, we better. Oh, this is my regular. I'm talking six for better now. Oh, this is my regular. I'm talking six for better now. Oh, six for better now. Oh, we better. Oh, this is my regular. I'm talking six for better now. Oh, six for better now. Oh, It's my regular. I'm talking things for better. Things for better. Way better. It's my regular. I'm talking things for better. Things for It's my regular. I'm talking things for better. Things for better. Way better. It's my regular. I'm talking things for better. It's my regular. I'm talking things for better. Things for better. Way better. It's my regular. I'm talking things for better. Things for It's my regular. I'm talking things for better. Things for better.
Good morning, beautiful people. Hello, hello. Good morning. Happy Saturday. How are y'all doing this morning? Y'all listen, it's Saturday. It's a beautiful day. God is good all the time. You feel me? Um, Let me put up my chat so I can speak to you all. All the time. Uh-oh. You feel me? See, I always forget. It's the volume thing, y'all. It's the volume thing. Hold on. Let me turn that volume up. So good morning, everybody. Let me see. Let me see what I got. It's always a little intimate crowd over here, so I could do roll call, y'all. Good morning, Reggie. Good morning, Miss Margie. Hey, Slay in the bushes. Okay, sweetie. Hey, Miss K. Good morning. Hey, Ramblin'. Good morning, ebooks. Thank you for that ebooks. Let me pin this message. Good morning, Tanya Renee. Good morning, good morning, good morning, y'all. Happy Mother's Day Eve to all the mothers. Okay? All the mothers, all the pseudo mothers, all the grandmother mothers, all the pet mothers, everybody. Hey Nanya, good morning. Good morning, Miss Lynn. Y'all come on in. Listen, I have a dilemma. Well, not actually a dilemma. Um, so I came across a video. Well, actually, what prompted me to go look for the video, Miss Kim, she why is it not? Oh, there it is. Miss Kim, she had sent me an article. Hey, Candy Corn, good morning. She had sent me an article about the jury speaking out. So what I did was, and listen, I didn't even think to do this until after I came live because, as my title says, I was going to continue the testimony from yesterday. But I came across a video, and I know it's not many people in here right now, but I came across a video of where the jury, members of the jury actually spoke and talked about Truco, the time I was there. I don't know what you mean, E. Brooks. What do you mean? What are you saying? Damn it, E. Brooks. Oh, here's my partner. Let's see. I gotta check. You know what? I should have texted Trey before I came out. Actually, let me check. Let me text him right now. The truth.
Morning, boss.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm okay. I
You
had to
good?
I had to get a couple of riffraff out of the cult hall this morning. So
Wait, what?
couple
What had
kids
happened?
going wild in the cult, hall there running around without their
We got the
robes
worst
on.
ran. We
Yeah,
we we got the listen. We got the worst. Did I put up another photo? Y'all listen. Truth
yeah.
is on the. Let me tell you something. I'm on a mission. I have got to get a new device that I go live on because this one I'm on, and it's the one that works the best to me, honestly. But it flips out. I mean, literally flips out. Um, what was I finna say? Let me make it do it. So the truth. This is the thing. I came across this video where some of the jurors spoke out. Right. Hold on, y'all can't text and talk at the same time. I'm sorry.
Now, I didn't know she was going to play that, but this is actually the photo I have up right now is actually a good one to hear what the jurors have to say because they took the jury out to the property
Yep, sure did.
and showed them the crime scene as
Mm-hmm.
is. So the crime scene was not changed. They still had the same areas. Nobody messed with it, and they took the jury out there to see it. And now this is the crime scene. I even added the little bodies in there. You can't
Okay,
really
hold
see
on.
it. It's because
Well, I'm gonna solo layout it.
yeah. I even put the little bodies in the actual in the circles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good
Just
job, D2. And I'm just still amazed at how close they were together. It kind of makes my heart heavy to know that that woman probably witnessed her son's death. That's just what I feel, and it just makes me so ooh. She probably witnessed it, y'all. Um. So this is my thing. Okay, so we got 22 people in the house. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button if you don't mind. So since is Saturday, okay, and we can resume the testimony on Monday. Would y'all like to listen to what the jurors had to say? I think I want to listen to this interview. What y'all think? Y'all want to listen to the interview, or y'all want to go on with the testimony and listen to the interview at a later date? What you think, be true?
put a one in the chat.
Yeah, put a one in the chat if you want to listen to the interview with the jurors. Put a two if you want to continue the testimony. I know it's only like 25 people in here, but that's
Hold
enough
on.
for a vote.
I have to open my monster.
You got your monster on deck?
Yeah,
Yeah,
monster.
I drunk some coffee earlier. Well, actually, iced coffee. McDonald's have the best iced coffee ever. And that's why I'm late. That's why I had to change the times a couple of times because I tried to get some things done that I was gonna do after I got on live. I went on and did it before, so I wouldn't have to rush.
Yeah, it said 10:20, then it went to
No, no, no. Now,
10:35,
now you're lying.
then it
Now
went to
you're lying.
10:50, then 11,
I think it
11:05,
said. I think it
and
said
here we are,
10, and
11:20.
then it's 10:30, then 11. Okay. Yeah. Don't lie. Tell the truth. Okay.
And
The
remember, we were
truth.
up to what, 3 o'clock last night?
Oh, but I don't need. But I was up at 7:30, maybe. I don't need but like four
You went
hours
out.
ever.
Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to drop my Cash App link and put in their device fund. I'm needing another device. This is ridiculous. Okay, Candy, you here for it? Miss Margie said, "Yep." Miss K said, "Listen to the interview." Tanya said, "Wham." Miss Lynn said, "Wham." Okay, we're gonna listen to the interview today, then, y'all, and we're just gonna resume the testimony on Monday. Okay, I think this should be very interesting. How about you, be true?
Yeah, I would like to hear where the jury decided that it was time to close the door on his ass.
Mm-hmm. Ebooks, put the drop my cash app, D Troop. I'm not D Troop, Ebooks, and make sure you put device fund. Truth needs another device. This is not working for me. Okay, all my devices are possessed. Okay, they just D Troop. I'm gonna have to get with you on the back end and see what I can do to clean these devices out to act right. Cause
Uh,
this is
it, it,
ridiculous.
it depends on what you have on it. You just let me know, and I'll tell you how
Yeah,
because
because this is
you can if you just want something for you to go live with. I recommend you reset to factory settings, and
really.
then you just download YouTube onto it, and maybe a couple other apps that you want, and that's all you put on there. If that's what you want to use, to get it, or just look online to see if somebody's selling like maybe one that's a Samsung tablet that may be 2 or 3 years old.
No, I don't. I can't do refurbished and I can't do used. I just my daddy actually called me this morning and said he was in conflict about what to get me for Mother's Day. So I'm thinking that maybe I
Uh,
may ask him to just give me another one, another laptop. I don't know.
Another laptop.
Yeah, because listen, I play my when I play videos and stuff, I play from my laptop to my tablet because my laptop. Remember, I told you about how my Wi-Fi go in and out on my laptop.
I can fix that.
Oh, thank you. Then we're gonna have to talk because this is ridiculous. Bless you, baby.
you can reset your laptop to factory settings also. It'll put it all the way back to where nothing's on there except for Windows.
Oh, that'll take so much stuff from me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hell no.
I'll send you something too. I actually put it on my community wall. It's a PC cleanup thing, and because
I saw that. I
yeah,
saw that.
and it'll get rid of all the duplicates you have, like
Yeah.
duplicate files, duplicate pictures, duplicate videos, duplicate everything, and that'll clean up your a lot of your space. And then you basically, I always recommend if you have a laptop to get a USB drive,
Mm-hmm.
2 terabyte, 3 terabyte, whatever,
Yeah.
and it's just a USB plugs in, and you keep everything that is not pertaining to the C drive on that.
So it's like a backup.
Yeah, it's just you're gonna keep all your photos, videos, and everything on that, and that keeps your main computer from being cluttered. Because once your hard drive on your laptop gets to about 70%, it's going to start slowing down because it has to go through all this stuff.
I see that. But I actually have a desktop, a flat screen desktop, and it's sitting right here next to me. But I quit using it I quit using it when I got the laptop because the laptop was like sort of kind of easier.
Yeah.
But
I actually right now, if you looked at my desk, there's 2 laptops, 2 desktop computers, a tablet, and they're all hooked up and running.
yeah, I feel you on that.
It's a
Good
free.
morning, Can't Handle the Truth. How are you feeling today, sweetheart? Please tell me you're not in pain, you're doing good, and you're recovering well. Hey, are you ready? I dropped down. I'm picking mustard greens. Girl, make sure you listen. I love me. A lot of people don't like mustard greens, but I love mustard greens. My family don't love them like me, so what I do is when I cook them, I mix them with collards and then they'll eat them. But I love mustard greens. Oh my gosh, they're the bomb. Um, so listen, y'all, we're gonna listen to the interview. Thank you, D True, for joining this morning. I text Trey. Trey might be asleep. Hopefully he's asleep. Hopefully he's getting some rest.
Did
Hey,
he go?
Sanjia, good morning.
Did he go live after you?
I don't think he did. I haven't
Oh,
checked. Really haven't checked, but I don't. I hope not. I hope not. Oh, you said Muma.
yeah.
Muma needs a new
Muma,
job.
Muma, Muma,
Yeah, Muma needs a new
Muma.
device. Y'all.
Muma needs a new device.
All right, y'all. So this is it's on the Law and Crime Network. I love that channel. I watch it all the time. The name of the video, if ebooks wants to drop the link. I was in pain, but I took my pain man. So far, doing well. Okay, great. Thank you, Can Handle the Truth. I got it. SJW, like literally saw it right before I came online. Read a little, but not all of it. But I will read the rest of it when I get off, and I'll respond to you. So thank you for that. I did read, like, how you see it as a notification and you see a little bit of it. I did read that part, but I didn't click it. But I will when I get off, SJW. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so it's the video is entitled "Alex Murdaugh Juror Tells All How Jury Knew Disgraced Lawyer Killed Family." Okay? All right, so let's listen, y'all. The truth, you can stop me at any point in time, okay, if you want to say something about something they say.
Okay.
All right.
A lot of those questions kind of pertain to the case in some way.
Hold on.
So I didn't know for certain, but I did.
Did I start from the beginning? Let's see. Hold on.
James, first of all, what was your juror number? When you were first called up for jury duty, did you realize it was going to be this case?
So I wasn't positive, but we were given a questionnaire. So a lot of those questions kind of pertain to the case in some way. So I didn't know for certain, but I did think that it was going to be this case.
When you finally got to court and you realized it was, what kind of were your thoughts?
Can y'all hear okay?
I don't really think I had any thoughts. It was just, I was there to do my civic duty.
Put a one and y'all can hear
I
good.
really didn't think that I would be chosen. I had heard that there was 900 some people that were given, the questionnaire and everything. So out of 900, I didn't really think that I'd be chosen.
Was the murder case something that everybody talked about around here, or was it something that was just kind of something that happened? And I don't know.
Okay, great.
Sure.
Thank you.
I think that it was talked about a fair amount, but I actually work over in Charleston, and I've been up in Clemson at school, so I haven't really been in the area for like the past 4 years. So, I mean, it's something you hear about, but it's not something that I have so many other things going
You
on.
mean the name of the channel, ebooks? It's called Law and Crime Trial Network. Law and Crime Trial Network. Okay, and the name of the video is Alec Murdaugh Juror tells all. So basically, I think it's just him. Let me see. Oh yeah, I seen other videos with other jurors, and we might get into those too. But this is just James. His name is James, y'all.
It's not something that I dedicated a lot of my time talking about or paying attention to.
You said you went to Clemson?
Yes.
Right? Oh, okay. So you graduated?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask how old you are?
22.
Oh, okay. Oh my God.
He is young, and he look young, y'all. And I'm gonna get a photo. Handsome young man. Let's see. I'm trying to get a good still shot, y'all. I be messing up on these still shots. Yeah, Law and Crime. Okay, thank you, E. Brooks. And they've got several videos. I guess they might have like interviewed them separately or whatever. So yeah, we're gonna try to listen to as many as we can. Like I say, I'm late because I got some things done that I needed to do after I got offline, so I'm good on time. Let's see. As long as y'all are here, I'm here for a minute. Let me get this photo up, y'all. D-True, you got anything you wanna share with us today so I can go on mute and pull this image up right quick? Hope you're coming along. Okay. He might be on mute, y'all.
I'm getting the clothing he was wearing. The two different clothing he was wearing.
Oh, okay, great.
On the night of the murder.
I'm gonna go on mute for just a second.
Okay. Are you playing something or are you looking for something?
I'm uploading a photo of this juror so I can get him a visual of what he looks like.
All right, so I'm gonna change the photo right now and show the people what he was wearing on the night of the murder when he found the bodies compared to what he was wearing a few hours earlier. Okay, here it is. I'll give it a second to upload. There it is. Okay, so what you're looking at is to the left is a video that when he was out with Paul. They were out looking at the trees, he said, and the sunflowers and things like that. This is a picture of Alex sitting in his car or in his truck at the crime scene. Oh, we have two Truth Hurts now. Here we go. So he had the blue shirt, which actually I guess is like a button-up blue shirt. But when he was at the crime scene, when he found the bodies, he was wearing a white t-shirt and green shorts. But a couple hours earlier, he was wearing a buttoned-up shirt with tan khaki pants. Remember, that woman testified that the clothes he was wearing looked like they were new to him, meaning he had just put them on. All right, go ahead. You can put that guy back up.
Okay, I'm gonna put him up for a second so they can get a visual of the guy that's talking, and then I'm gonna bring you back up on full screen. His name is James. This is James, y'all. He's 22 years old. He was on the jury. Now, I think, in my honest opinion, the truth, jury of your peers. I I don't always think that's the case. What a 22
Well,
year old?
okay, so here's how it goes. Each side gets to pick
Mm-hmm.
certain people.
Mm-hmm.
They only have X amount of nays and X amount of yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And vice versa. So both of them can pick or get rid of a juror for any reason they want to.
Right.
So basically, it goes down the line. Now, a lot of times when they start just no, 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 the judge will be like, "Hey, we got to have somebody on this jury. You two got to
Right.
get together." So it's basically they have the bio of each person on the jury
Mm-hmm.
with the questionnaire that you fill out. So remember,
Right.
there's a questionnaire that you fill out that asks you certain questions. Now, in a jury like this, one of the questions were, do you believe in the death penalty or you do not believe in the death penalty?
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe in a person is presumed innocent until they're tried and convicted? They'll ask you questions like that, but they'll rearrange them in 5 different ways. You'll be answering the same question, the 3 or 4 of the same questions over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
someone looks at it on their side. They have a usually it's a psychologist will look at it and okay, he'll be good. And the defense would be like, oh, he'll be good. I think he'll be sympathetic. And at the same time, the prosecutor has someone looking at his going, this guy would be good, but they'll also be saying this guy will lean more towards the defense. We need to get rid of
Mm-hmm.
we need to get rid of him. But they have to come to some kind of agreement. But
Right.
they're only allowed X amount of nays. So
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I noticed that when some things that I be watching. Yeah.
yeah, but once they've exhausted their nays, who's ever there, they need to, both of them need to go, okay, yes, yes. They can't say no, but they both have to agree on the verdict
Mm-hmm.
or move on to the next. And then basically they have to pick from whatever's left after they've
Mm-hmm.
exhausted their nose.
Mm-hmm.
So this kid probably one of the other liked him, whether it be the defense liked him or the prosecutor liked him. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, but I would have disqualified him because he got that damn red, white, and blue damn tie on.
You know what?
And that is that velour?
It look like it might be suede or tweed.
He's wearing his 8th grade graduation jacket.
No, that you do not harass the juror.
This man's wearing a red, white, and blue tie with his 8th grade graduation suede jacket.
Don't do it, teacher. Don't do it.
Damn, I'd have kicked him out for that.
Maybe he didn't wear that for jury duty. Maybe this is just outfit. This is an interview, so he had to be he had to be spiffy.
I'm,
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing because of this trial and his reach, they had a couple of alternates
Mm-hmm.
at this trial,
Mm-hmm.
which means now for people that don't know, an alternate sits in the courtroom, has no say in the trial, but he listens to
To
everything.
everything, just in case.
So that
Mm-hmm.
if someone gets kicked off for playing pocket pussy or something in the back room with another juror, they got somebody that can move right in. The alternates actually go in to the deliberation rooms
Do they?
where the jurors are, like where the jurors are at.
Okay.
In case there's, but when the case goes to decision, the alternates are excused.
They don't have a say. Hey,
Well,
Missy Lou. Good
by that,
morning.
by that time, you better hope that you weed out whoever you needed to weed out.
Right.
Once you get to that point,
Mm-hmm. Pretty
but
much.
they could call them if something strange was to happen, like, oh, we just found out that so and so got a payment from so and so. He's out. They can bring that juror back in. He did hear all of the evidence,
Right.
and they could bring him up to speed, but they won't be back there during the deliberation.
All right, here we go, y'all.
Paul Murdoch's age.
Yeah, well, I would have been the same age as him in 2021, as far as whenever he passed away.
Yeah. So let's talk about the verdict. We've heard reports. You guys deliberated for 2 hours and 50 minutes. I went upstairs last night to figure out what was going on, and somebody said, yeah, we asked them if they wanted dinner, and they said, no, we're done in 10 minutes. So it went fairly quickly for a 6-week trial. So can you take us inside the room a little bit?
Well, I will say that whenever, we had asked if we wanted dinner, we were actually rounding up our last few questions that anybody had. So it wasn't that we already had an answer. It was more so that we knew that the questions that we had answers to. We just wanted to talk through them and make sure they made sense. So we just needed that extra 10, 30 minutes. I think it was about 30 minutes that we actually took. And it wasn't that, we had already had the decision, but we knew that we were right there at it.
So the whole 2 hours and 50 minutes, what went on, like in the beginning, like just going through the instructions, or?
Well, we had a pretty good idea of what the instructions were just because the judge read them to us. But I would say when we first got in there, what was important to us was just to see where everybody was at and make sure if everybody was on the same page. Maybe we just need to talk through things, make sure that it all makes sense to everybody. But we did have a few that weren't on the same page. So we did like an anonymous vote at the beginning just to see where everybody was at. And once we found that out, we kind of just opened the floor for anybody who ever had questions. And then we would talk through those. We had the evidence in the other room. So if we had questions regarding a certain thing, we were able to refer back. And we just went one question at a time. We didn't want anybody to not be able to say anything. So we did take turns speaking. So nobody was talking over anybody. If anybody left, we made sure to wait until they could come back. We didn't want anybody to be left out or anybody to miss any piece of information. I think that's all.
Yeah. So it doesn't sound like it was contentious at all.
I think more so than somebody being dead set on one thing or the other. We all, I think, were very good in taking all the evidence and not jumping to any conclusions, but rather taking all the evidence and seeing where it led us. Whenever we got to the end and there were some people that weren't convinced, I don't think it was so much that they knew that he was not guilty as they just weren't sure yet. They might not have known answers to certain questions. So that's when it really took that 2 hours to kind of walk through something they might not understand, go back to the evidence, go back and see what somebody said about something and answer those questions for those people. Like I said, it wasn't that they knew that he was not guilty, but they just weren't sure and they needed the answers to those questions and we were able to get those.
So it was like a 9-3 vote first vote?
Yes, it was.
Okay. And then slowly, how many votes did you take?
We took one at the beginning. We, like I said, went through all the questions that anybody had. And then at the end, we took another vote. And we not only took that other vote, but we went back through beginning to end about all the details and the facts just to make sure that, somebody's story didn't differ from somebody else's. We were all pretty sure that we knew what had happened and we knew who had pulled the trigger. So then we took a vote at the end and then we took a moment to gather ourselves. We wanted to make sure that everybody they knew what they were going to say as far as what they thought and what their vote was going to be. We didn't want anybody to have any questions. We didn't want anybody to feel nervous about what they were saying or that they weren't sure. And we wanted everybody to make sure that that's what they said because that's how they felt. We didn't want anybody to feel peer pressured or like they had to say something.
What were some of the questions that people had? Because obviously this was a 6-week trial. It was supposed to be 3 and you weren't allowed to take names.
Yeah, it was very tough, but I will say that everyone in the jury pool,
did you, in what case, because I didn't know that was a thing, like in what case or cases would the jury not be able to take notes?
It's really up to the judge whether you could take notes or not.
Mm-hmm.
I think the reason that a lot of judges don't want you to take notes is because it could fall into someone else's hands.
And I get it. In a trial that I was recently watching, the juror, they were able to take notes, I think I covered it on this. I can't remember what they were able to take notes, but they had to leave like their notebooks that they took the notes in
Yes.
the jury room. Like they couldn't take them home.
No,
They
they
couldn't
can't
take
take
them
them
out that
home.
jury room.
No, and they can't share them with each other. So
Right.
if you're taking notes, there's normally a bailiff inside the room the entire time, and you can't
Right.
share notes with each other
Mm-hmm.
because now your opinion becomes their opinion, and they don't want that. They want each juror to form his own opinion.
And see, that would like really cause, if I was on jury duty, that would cause me anxiety because I take notes on everything. Like like something like that. Like when I go to church, I write down, things that the pastor said. It's just me. Listen. My desk is full of notes. I got sticky notes everywhere. Like that would just really because not only is my memory shot, but I just like to refer back to notes. I was like that in school. I was that student that like when we had to read like in social studies and science, I took notes of key things that I wanted, to remember or whatever. But that was
Again, they don't want you to take it home because they think you're going to share it with the media. They don't
yeah,
want
either
you
the media or your family
yeah,
because you ain't even
yeah.
supposed to be talking to your family.
No, you're
Hmm.
not. Yeah, that in the very beginning of the trial, the judge lays out the rules.
Hmm.
And basically, the first thing the judge says is you will not discuss this case with anyone. And
Hmm.
then he'll say that includes your spouse, your children, your mother, your father, your best cousin that you have.
Hmm.
No discussions about the case. Please do not discuss the case among yourselves
Hmm.
outside of the deliberation room. They lay down all the rules. If we have notes, the notes should be left here and locked up. Each of you will have a locker.
Hmm.
You will lock your notes in the locker. And then they'll ask you when they go to open your notes, they'll ask you, are your notes in there?
Hmm.
Do you
Hmm.
have all your notes? Has anything been altered in your notes? Because
Yes.
that's what they're scared of too, is that someone gets in there and starts, can write things in your notes,
Hmm.
change things, take things out, add things, rip pages out, all that stuff is in their mind to basically change a view of
Yeah.
someone. And
Hmm.
that's why I mean, usually when they see that there's older people on the jury, the judge will allow notes because again, the basic human function is whatever you hear last is prominent.
Hmm. Hmm.
So they kind of, sometimes they want you to take notes, but I've seen a lot of times where judges look and see, the 80-year-old church ladies in there, and they'd be like, "Yeah, I don't think she can even read her writing, but we're gonna let them take notes. We're gonna let them take notes, because they're also worried about people bullying other jurors,
Hmm.
because that happens a lot too.
Yeah.
When it gets that crunch time and somebody is set and another person's like, this is ridiculous, they get to bullying and they're trying to force you to change your thing because this is somebody's life.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's about to be somebody's girlfriend for the rest of his life.
Hmm.
This is nothing that you should take for granted. And
Hmm.
he'll and the judge will usually say that this is not a traffic ticket. This is not a lawsuit where money is. This is a person's life.
Right. Very important. Okay. So that answers that. I was wondering. Okay, here we go.
Paid very close attention. That was actually one of our concerns towards the beginning, was not having anything to take down notepads. But in the jury room, we were able to have paper and pen. So if we had any questions, that's kind of where we would write down our questions, and we saved them all the way until deliberation. A lot of times, those questions were answered throughout the trial, so those questions didn't make it to deliberation because they were answered by another witness or somebody else. But we were able to write back there, so we would just have to, wait for one of those 15-minute breaks and then jot it down real quick. So that's kind of how we got through that, of not having anything to write it down.
Oh, wow.
Interesting. What were some of the questions people had? I mean, were there some things that the three were thinking, did they have the same questions, or were they just things they couldn't remember? Can you give me an example?
So I think that one of the questions were regarding kind of the gun situation. I think that there was maybe a couple people that weren't very familiar with firearms. So it was, and I completely understand, it's a little hard to understand how you can match a casing to a gun if you don't have that gun. And I think it was important to, realize that they weren't matching a casing to a gun. They were matching a casing to another casing that had been shot by the same gun. And we knew that the gun that shot one of those casings had been seen by one of the witnesses that Paul was shooting that gun with his friend. So then that both those casings had been cycled through the same gun, and that casing was at the crime scene. So that's how you're able to place that gun at the crime scene and know that it's a family gun.
When you got out there and did you look at him? What was that like? So
throughout the entire trial, one of the things that I wanted to do, just because I felt like it would benefit me, is watch both sides, both the prosecution and the defense, and see what their reactions were to certain things that were said. So my eyes were constantly going from prosecution to defense to the witness. I wanted to see everybody's reactions and how people were taking things, what their responses were. So whenever we got out there to, express what our verdict was, I wanted to watch and see how the defense and the defendant reacted. So I know that I'd heard somebody say that was in the audience that we never looked, but I know that for me, I looked at the defense. I wanted to see what the reaction was.
Was there anything that stood out?
I think that the only thing that stood out to me, and it wasn't shocking to me, but was that there was no reaction. It was just a straight face.
The kennel video, how important was that to you? And was it to you? Because to me, it seems to be the biggest part, or at least one of the biggest pieces of the state's case.
I think it's a very crucial piece, and I think that it's incredible timing as to when they were able to get it, and I think it's incredible timing on Paul's part. I don't think that anyone would have ever known that he was down there if it wasn't for that video. I think that there's a lot of evidence that points towards Alex, but I feel like that does solidify it. He can't, deny that he was there at that point because there's a video that places him there. I think that it speaks a lot that somebody that couldn't speak, somebody that couldn't be a witness, was able to be a witness even after they had passed away.
And he's saying that the little detective, gathered a piece of evidence to help in his own murder investigation.
Right.
Unwittingly, he was just trying to take a picture of Cash, or a video of Cash's tail.
Right.
Were there other pieces of evidence that you thought were really critical?
I think that every piece of evidence was critical. I've heard a lot about when was the point that you really felt like, you were going to sway one way or the other. And it was very important to me to not make that decision prematurely. So I would say that I never made a decision until after both closing arguments. After I knew that I had all the evidence, I felt confident in making a decision, because I think that if you make a decision before you're able to see all the pieces of the puzzle, you may have jumped over, you may have gotten in front of yourself. I think that for me, I am familiar with firearms. So being able to place both of those guns there, and although it was not, the shot shells were not a match to either of the shotguns, it was very interesting that one of the shotguns that happened to be one of Alex's favorite was missing. So that was kind of important to me. It was important to me that they could place both those guns there based off of the matched markings on the shot shells and spent casings. I'd say another piece of evidence that was important to me was his own time on the witness stand. It was just, there was a lot of things that you were able to gather based off of what he said, how he said it, how he was reacting.
Did he ever make eye contact with you? I kept seeing him look over. I didn't know if he was looking at just a few of the jurors, or did you ever? So, like I said, I was constantly looking at prosecution, defense, and the witness on the stand throughout the entire trial. Being able to make eye contact with somebody
is I don't know why, but I'll make eye contact with people a lot, especially during the trial. And it was something that I noticed that he very rarely ever made eye contact with me. And I don't know if it was on purpose or if it was just because I always sat all the way on the end. I was kind of away from the rest of the jury once we lost a few alternates. But that was something that I noticed, is just that we didn't make very much eye contact.
Interesting. Did you see tears from him? A lot of people, I saw them sometimes, but obviously I'm either watching on television or I'm in the courtroom and his back of his head is to me. Did you see tears?
Yes, I did. I know that some people may have said that he did or didn't, but whenever like I said, I watched a lot of people. There was 6 weeks worth of time where I was just watching people and listening to people. And I would say that there were several times that he was crying. Whether they were genuine or not, I don't know. But I would say that he was crying at certain parts of the trial.
Oh, wow.
Anything that he said?
I think that he's good at being able to talk to people. And I think that part of the way that he is able to be so good at talking to people is that he's convincing. And I think that whenever he's convincing himself as well. And I think he's able to do that because he often meshes the truth with a lie. So I think that there was some truth. And I think that it's true that he did love his family. But I think that he also mixes lies in there. And what those are and where you differentiate those, I'm not sure. But I think that at times he was telling the truth, and I think at times he was lying.
So it's interesting that he says so we know he misses truth with lies, right? But this guy said, but I honestly believe he loved his family. So
I think he's saying he saw no way out other than doing this.
And maybe he did. It felt there was no other way but to do it, but he did love him.
Because
I just can't see loving I can't see I can't see doing that for any reason. I'm just saying that's just me. Because you gotta think about it. You did it. That was selfish.
Yeah, but he's always been a selfish person.
Yes.
And all the other crimes that he's committed shows you that he's a selfish person. Everything he did was for himself.
Right.
He robbed all those people. It didn't care at all what happened to those people. Even though those people needed the money, he took it and didn't care one bit about anyone else.
About how they would suffer, right?
About how they would suffer, anything. He didn't care one bit about how they felt or what happened afterwards.
Right.
Even when he was caught, he wasn't remorseful.
No. Lie like a dog, lie like a rug. Just I mean, I don't want to think or even believe that this man ain't love his wife and son. I mean, because come on now, even with the wife, if you fell out in love with her, which that happens. All right, it shouldn't turn into hate, but his son though, I don't know. I'm just saying that's a twisted type of love. That's sort of kind of like that quote that I saw on Facebook a long time ago. Please don't ever love me to death. I want nobody to love me to death. You know what I'm saying?
But he was a narcissist.
Oh, very much so.
So
very much so.
And that plays a big factor into it.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he's a narcissist and he believes that his needs come before anyone else's needs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So his wife was, and think about it, they never brought it, but his wife was leaving him.
Mm-hmm.
His son was about to cost him $50 million.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And he needed both of them out because they were going to take his money.
Mm-hmm.
And
they knew too much. Like, just imagine him and his wife going through a divorce and it got messy. I mean, just know that so much stuff would have came out. Probably on both of the parts. I don't know, but yeah, let's.
Was there a specific point where you thought, I mean, obviously we know he was telling the truth about being down at the kennels, but maybe you felt obviously he didn't tell the truth when we talked about what leaving the kennels, because I remember a specific portion of that testimony where Creighton Waters asked him, well, what did you say to Maggie when you left the kennels? Or did you just get on the golf cart and go? Did you catch that when he said things like,
Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. That possessed. I'm telling y'all, I'm
So
sorry.
he was saying, I can't remember what I said, but I would have said,
yeah,
I know exactly what you're saying. He said, well, I would have said bye or something, because I think they were trying to establish how much time he was down there after that video before he went back. And he was saying, well, I would have said bye. I wouldn't have just hauled back to the house. Again, I forget what your question was originally, but.
Well, was there anything that in particular that stood out about that? It was probably a bad question on my part. Like, I just noticed that he got really quiet when asked about, well, what did you say to Maggie? Did you say bye?
Hey, it's a wrap. Welcome.
Like, I'm out of here, or something like that.
I think that it was pointed out throughout the trial, well, particularly that portion of the trial, that there's a lot of things that he was able to remember vividly, and there was a lot of things that he was not able to recall. And that was something that I paid attention to, because some of the things that he could remember vividly are things that I wouldn't remember tomorrow. And then some of the things that he couldn't remember vividly were things that I wouldn't forget in 10 years. So and whether that's just a difference on what's important to who, whether him and I differ on what we would find priority to remember or what we would kind of, forget about. I don't know. I don't know every person in the world, but I found it interesting, some of the things that he was able to remember and some things that he was not.
So was the testimony, him taking the stand, did that kind of clinch it for you? I mean, you said you didn't make up your mind until the end, until the closing arguments were finished.
Mm-hmm.
But was that something major that really was part of your decision?
Like I said earlier, I think that all the evidence, all the witnesses, they were all a major part of the trial. Whether one weighed more than other, I think that there were some things that you could kind of rely on a little bit better. Whenever he did get on the stand, I know that it was very abnormal. I've never been a juror before, and I've never sat through trial before, but I did know that the defendant taking the stand was very abnormal. I wouldn't say that at that point that sealed the deal or anything. I just took what he said. I tried to weigh it both ways. I tried to see if what he was saying and if it was the truth made sense, then that would make sense. But then I ran it the other way, and if what he was saying just didn't add up, then it didn't add up. So I tried to do that with each piece of evidence. I tried to run it both ways as to if it was true and if it wasn't true, if I could rely on it or if I couldn't. And then which one made more sense and which one, kind of how they were saying about the circumstantial evidence, did it all point to the same conclusion? Which one of these, whether it was the truth or whether it wasn't and wasn't reliable, which one points to the conclusion and fits the story better?
How important was Dr. Kinsey's testimony?
He talked about a lot and he's very knowledgeable. I would say that he was, a very good part of the case, as well as, a majority of the team. I found it very interesting, some of the things that he talked about, just because it was things that I was interested in.
Hey,
I think it was very interesting as to how he walked through the crime scene, things that he noticed, things that he really, dug into, and things that really caught his eye. But, whether he was extremely, the biggest part of the case or something like that, I think that he was extremely important and definitely gave us a lot of good information.
Did you ever feel like the prosecution was getting way too into the weeds with financial stuff? That's something that we thought they were getting too into the weeds with. Did that bother you guys? Because sometimes you guys look a little bored when, not you specifically, but some of the jurors.
I will say that it's a whole new experience for me, just for the last part of that question. So I don't think that I was really bored. A lot of times, maybe I was a little uncomfortable for sitting there for a while, but I was still interested. I thought that, it's a very interesting situation, very interesting case. But as far as for what your original question was.
Hey, Sirius, welcome. Thanks for joining.
I don't think they got too far into the weeds, because I don't know. That's a tough one for me to answer. It's all evidence. You know, whether it was just for the motive, the financial stuff doesn't, you know, it doesn't, it's not a factor on whether he was behind the trigger or not, to me. You know, that was something they didn't have to prove. They didn't have to prove motive, but they felt that it was important for us to, you know, see that evidence. So anything that, in my opinion, anything that they put on the table for us to hear, it's important to hear because the judge has made the decision that that's important for us to hear. So I personally don't think that they got too far into the weeds, but somebody else may think differently than me.
Sure. Did you have any feelings about the lawyers on both sides? Did you think they were all good, or I mean, did you have any feelings on them about them?
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for all of them. They all put a lot of hard work and time into the case. I think I would respect all of them. I don't think that I had a favorite. I think that some of them definitely, you know, just had a different style of being a lawyer, and being my first time, you know, sitting in the trial like that, it was just interesting to see how each one of them, what angle they took, how they worked through the case. So, you know, I have a lot of respect for all of them for putting so much time and effort into the case.
Most of you went to the sentencing today. Did you all decide as a group to do that?
Yeah, so I think that a lot of us were tired last night. We spent a long 6 weeks. We weren't able to talk about anything for 6 weeks, and that all came to a point last night. I think that afterwards we all kind of decided that we'd made a very big decision, and we did not want to jump, you know, out there and start talking to people. We decided that we just wanted to kind of chill out and go home for the night. Last night we decided that we were going to ask everybody. If nobody wanted to talk, nobody had to. If people didn't want to come to the sentencing, they didn't have to. But a lot of us did want to stand together. You know, we wanted to go there. We wanted to finish this out as a group. I will say that all the jurors were very incredible people, and we all come from different walks of life, and we were able to bond over the 6 weeks. So a lot of us, you know, some of us had particular reasons why we couldn't be there. And it's not that anybody didn't want to stand together. We were all unified, but certain people just couldn't make it today. But as a group, we did decide that we wanted to come back today. We wanted to finish out the trial, and then we would go from there as far as talking to anybody, or, you know, we wanted to make sure that everybody was comfortable with it and nobody was getting out, you know, in front of themselves or in front of the jury.
What did you think of what he said today? He said, I'm innocent, and Judge Newman kind of had this back and forth with him.
I don't really think that, you know, I was just there to hear what he had to say, but I think that Judge Newman did a very good job of, you know, finishing out the trial, and I think that everything that he said was a very good representation of Judge Newman, and I think that he had a, you know.
Were you surprised that Alec didn't say, you know, I'm sorry for the things that I've done or anything? I mean, he said, I'm innocent. I didn't hurt them or wouldn't hurt them. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, he usually, sometimes a defendant will throw themselves on the mercy of the court and, you know, ask for leniency or ask for the lightest sentence. He could have been given 30 years, but there was none of that. Did you have a reaction to that?
I came today to finish out the trial, and, you know, I definitely wanted to hear what he had to say. If he had to say anything, I didn't think that he would say anything. I thought that he may have felt like he had already said enough. You know, he had already said what he would or would not have done. So I didn't really expect him to say anything. Whenever he did, I took it with a grain of salt.
Mm-hmm.
Your Constitution tie, tell me about that. I mean, why do you have a U.S. Constitution tie?
Here's an explanation for the tie. D-Truth, you listening?
Yeah, he wouldn't have been on my jury.
He's finna explain the tie. Just pay attention, okay? Stop it.
Well, I don't really own very many ties, but my dad has quite a few. So at the beginning of the trial, I wanted to be a good representation of the community and my peers. So I made it a point to, you know, be presentable and dress nicely every day. Mm-hmm. So, you know, every once in a while I'd throw in a tie, and this is actually one of my dad's ties, but I felt like it was very fitting for the, you know, trial. So I wore it several times throughout the past 6 weeks, and I felt like today, with the end of it all, it was a very good day to wear something representing our judiciary system.
Yeah, there you have it. Tanya say, see you later, Truth, and everyone in the chat about to go run errands. I hope you all have a beautiful, blessed day. Thank you, Tanya, Renee. Same to you, sweetheart. Be careful out there in them streets, girl.
Does that tie go with his 8th grade graduation?
He
jacket?
said it's his daddy's tie. Were you not listening?
So
Don't
he didn't have a tie that went with his 8th grade graduation jacket.
I reckon not. He said he don't own a lot of ties. He's young. He's 22.
He
Hell,
looked like he don't wear
the
he don't wear
10 that
many.
my son had, I had to make him have. I mean, the young men, they ain't into ties, and a lot of them are into bow ties now for some reason.
He ain't comb his damn hair either.
He did. He took his finger through him. He did the little finger thing. You welcome, tie, girl. Yeah, he did the little finger action type thing. I think he's a handsome young man. 22 years old. For 22 years old and being on that jury, that was a lot. I mean, he'll probably never forget that. Actually, I'm pretty sure he'll never forget that. 22 is young. I'm surprised they had a 22-year-old on that jury. He must got a hell of a background. I don't know. Yeah.
I'm on the crime scene photo Reddit. These people are sick. I'm looking for Murdoch stuff, but I'm looking at everything. This go too far. This little Reddit site right here.
Oh wow. See, Ooh.
Dresser, I used it every time I saw you in court. So, I think that's great to show great respect for the court because there are sometimes people don't always do that. James, is there anything else you'd like to add?
I think that I have quite a few things to say.
What's up, Matt? Happy Saturday.
I think that there was a lot of people that put a lot of time and effort into the case. I have a lot of respect for all of those people. I think they worked very hard, and I think they worked very diligently. I think that some people were put in some tight spots.
I'm going to let this play unless you want to talk, but I got to walk to the back for a minute. You want to talk or you want me to let this play?
No, let it play.
Okay, and then I'll let you know when I'm back if you want me to stop it for anything. I'll be right back.
They didn't want to overstep their boundaries, but they still were able to get their job done ultimately, and I think that came from a lot of help from Paul. I think that as the jurors, we also did have a tough 6 weeks. I think that a lot of credit from that would go to Faith. I think very many times throughout the 6 weeks, we prayed together. We prayed before we went in. We prayed before we came out to give the verdict. I would say that was a huge factor in us being able to sit comfortably with our decision.
So you felt like God was maybe guiding you a little bit?
Absolutely. I think that having clarity of mind and just asking to, allow me to be able to hear what I need to hear.
Yeah, I mean, you saw some really horrible things. Did that affect you?
I think it would affect anybody, but I will say that whenever I'm sitting up there, I try not to think too much about myself, and I try to think about what I need to be seeing. I know that these are important images that I need to be seeing so that I can take in all the evidence. There might be something that I see that may stick with me, and although it may be gruesome, it's something that has to be seen for Paul and Maggie. I also think that regardless, this is an incredibly difficult time for the family, and I hate it for all of them.
Were you impacted by Buster testifying at all?
Again, whenever I'm up there, I try not to think about myself or how I'm impacted. I just try to listen as closely as I can to everything that they're saying and retain as much information as I can, just so that I can have the most honest and true opinion that I'm capable of having. So, I can't say how I was feeling in the moment or what I thought. I was just taking every single word that they said and trying to pick it apart and make it all fit together and, just really retain all that information.
And you're feeling okay with, and I'm saying, it sounds like you're very mature for your age, for 22. These are some horrible images that you guys had to see. I didn't get to see them, but I can only imagine what we were told was on the images. How are you feeling? I know you're probably still decompressing from this.
We spoke earlier. I think that a lot of the jurors were going to need more time to just really get a grasp on that it's that it's over. We're done with the trial, and now we have to get back to our lives. I think that it'll take a bit more time to really know how we're all feeling. But at the moment, I'm just, I'm secure in my decision, and there were definitely some awful things that we had to look at and that we had to see, and some of those may stick with some of the jurors and all the jurors for a very, very long time. They were definitely not something that you see every day, and something that you hope to never have to see, or something that you hope never happened. But it's just going to, take time for a lot of people, I'm sure.
And you said, you had to do this for Maggie and Paul. Do you feel like you have a clear idea of what happened that night?
I do, just based off of the evidence. And, obviously there's some differing opinions from different witnesses and stuff. But I do think that being able to see all of the evidence, hear all the witnesses, and just seeing where everything played out, being able to go out there to the actual crime scene itself, and you're able to see how close proximity, and you're able to see different little things that maybe weren't pointed out by any of the witnesses or any of the, prosecution, defense. You're able to kind of picture it, and you're able to kind of see what happened. And that kind of goes back to earlier whenever you were asking if I think that he told any truth whenever he was on the stand. And I think that it makes sense for him to go down there on the golf cart. I don't think that he went down there originally with him. So, that's one of the parts of the truth that he, I believe, filtered in with most of the lie.
Do you think do you think it was true that Maggie wanted him to come and he said no? Do you think there was a confrontation about the pills? And
Well, that kind of goes to another question that you asked earlier about him on the stand and things that he said. So that was one thing that I kind of noticed is he's up there and he's talking a lot. Oftentimes the prosecution would just let him run with it. Whenever he started to say something, they just wouldn't say much, and they would let him build on it and build on it. And whenever he was talking about whether she was going to come or whether she wasn't, he had mentioned that there had been prior testimony that anytime that she was going to be going to the beach, that she was going to be taking the dogs. So he used that.
Okay, so what I missed, D-True, this is almost over to y'all. What I missed?
This is his personal feelings. So the lady interviewing him is asking him, how did you feel about the looking at the stuff?
Yeah.
How did you feel about what you saw? And he was mostly like, well, it's something you really don't want to see, but you have to see it in order to form a conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's at the part where she's like, so what did you think about his testimony?
Mm.
And he's like, well, you can look at him, and I guess she's trying to figure out, did you think he was lying on the stand? Did you not believe him? And then he mentioned one thing. He said the prosecutor would let him ramble on. They would just
Alec, when he was testifying, he rambled.
Yeah, when Alex was testifying, they would just let him go.
Because the more he talked,
because he spent so much time trying to push a lie and a detailed lie at that.
Yeah,
he was on the stand, and they knew it was a lie. The prosecutor knew it was a lie, so they would just let him talk, and he would just go on. Well, the boat accident, and then they threatened my son. They punched my son in the face.
Did he get on the? Well, I don't think I want to know what he said, but if he went into all of that, oh my God, go ahead.
Yeah, and they would just let him ramble, and the more he rambled, the more people would the jurors be like, he's trying, these are simple questions that were answered, but he wanted to go further. Kind of like
remember, like with the interrogations with the cops, and from like day one, like that night.
Very forthcoming. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, you need to see my underwear? Here, let me take them off for you. Here, go ahead, look at them. Smell them if you want. Smell them. They're good. It's like some stuff you don't need to, so Jim? Sir, we're asking.
Yeah, who your folks? Be like my dad to be when he be me folks. Who your folks? Where you from?
Yeah. So he's like, we're investigating your wife and daughter's murder, and you're asking me who my kinfolk are. You're supposed to be distraught. Don't want to really talk to anybody. But
good morning, Trey. I text you. Damn it, you need to answer my text. I missed Natasha coming in. Hey, Natasha, thanks for joining, and also Jay's Eats. Girl, I seen your I gotta share it out, but I seen your pancakes on a stick. Made me want some pancakes this morning.
Damn pancakes on a stick. You should be
My
ashamed of
babies
yourself.
love pancakes on the stick. They love pancakes, period, though, but they love a good pancake on the stick. Good job, Jay. Jay
So
be
I
putting
do,
that food up.
I do have some breaking news that just came out 3 hours ago.
Hold on, let me cuss Trey out one more time.
Okay.
Text me back, nickel. I text you. Don't ignore me. The hell? And then you going back to bed. Good night, but text me back first. All right, go ahead, Detroit.
So I do have some breaking news that just came out 3 hours ago.
Okay,
If you put me on the solo screen,
I will. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for your girl. Feel free to hit the cash app and support the channel. Thank you. Uh-oh. Hold on. There we go. What is that?
can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Alex Murdoch denied access to 401k money to fund appeal.
Wow.
So he's trying. The reason he wants to use his 401k is so the settlement people can't get a hold of his 401k
Mm-hmm.
because that's what they're going after next. So he wants to use the settlement, the 401k, to pay for the appeal so that comes out of the money. So he doesn't have to find the money to pay them people. He'll use what they were going to take anyway to
Right.
pay for his appeal.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was very, very
Very
interesting. The
interesting.
judge is like,
Very.
no, remember, I found you guilty of all that damn fraud. You're gonna pay these people.
They're gonna pretty much deny him access to anything they see that he has left. I
Well,
text you
yeah,
back
they do.
before I typed in the chat. We just woke up. We're going back to sleep. Okay. Oh, okay. I do have notification. Sorry. Okay, fine. I have to get rid of you. I don't know to keep up. Okay. Okay, Trey. All right. I'll check back in with you later. Go back to bed. Good night.
So again, he, just like he was trying to sell off stuff
Mm-hmm.
and give stuff away before they took it,
Right.
because he knew he could get that back from the people that he gave it
Once
to.
he, yeah.
Yeah.
Just like he was telling his brother to go get the stuff out the shed and stuff,
Yes.
like the equipment and all that stuff.
Yeah. Go get
Yeah.
your tools. Go
Uh-huh.
get your irrigator.
Mm-hmm.
Go get
Yeah.
stuff before they take it and sell it.
Uh-huh.
Because it's on my property. They have a right to basically take whatever's on that property.
Right.
Unless someone could show them a bill of sale that it was theirs,
Mm-hmm.
that it's seized. Everything is seized and cannot move off of
He
that
owed too
property.
much damn money out and he need to pay up. Good morning, Raina. Good to see
Well,
you, boo.
my thing about that was they only left 300,000 for his scam victims.
Well, I just want to know what the remedy was for divvying up the monies. Did I
Well,
speak to Miss Margie?
yeah,
Miss Margie,
remember,
did I speak to you? What do you think? How do you think they decided that?
because okay, so here's the thing. Uh, uh, the Beach family had already sued him,
Mm-hmm.
and that was already a case being litigated.
Right.
The criminal cases were just settled after that.
Okay.
So they had already they prior to him being arrested for all the other fraud he did, the
Mm-hmm.
Beach case had already been put in for the money. Then you have
Right.
the maid and her family was already put in.
Right.
So those people, I get but he had to secure a bond for the maid, right? Wasn't
Mm-hmm.
he had to secure a bond for the maid. So he had that already put aside. But
Mm-hmm.
there's a 10 other people that he had stole money from.
Mm-hmm. Damn
Like
it. He, oh my God.
600,000 from this guy, 700 from this,
Mm-hmm.
and all they got was 300,000. I'd be like, look, where's he at? I'm gonna get thrown in jail so I could be in the damn same jailhouse as him, so I can beat him. And that dude he's paying to protect him, he getting whooped too. Just because you paid to get protect. I'm gonna beat him first and go, look what I'm doing to your protector. Imagine what I'm gonna do to you.
Ooh, child.
Because the Beach family got 2.7 million out of the sale
Right.
of the home.
Mm-hmm.
And then his lawyers were paid, of course,
Mm-hmm.
and then the remaining money, 530,000 went to Buster, which I don't think they should have gave that money to Buster.
I don't think so neither. I don't think so neither.
I think they should have said, Buster, you sit your stupid ass in jail. You get nothing. You get whatever crumbs are left over.
I think Buster is sort of kind of too much like his daddy, but that's just my opinion. I think he's like his daddy. I do. I do.
We got any more on the kid
I'm looking.
talking?
What kid? Which
The
kid?
eighth grade graduation guy.
Oh God. I'm scrolling through my timeline. So President Donald Trump holds a Save America rally in Des Moines, Iowa. You
Yeah,
in the right place, sir. You need to just let
yeah,
it go. Save
yeah.
yourself, sir, at this point. Save
He in the
yourself.
right place. Them hicks,
Yeah, yeah. Save yourself.
all the brother uncles and father husbands and everything. They're all out there.
I can't with him. I cannot. Anywho, okay, let's listen. This is almost over, actually, y'all. It's 33 minutes and we at the 27-minute mark. So let's listen.
Said
For those
that
that's just joining, we're listening to, what was his name, y'all? Damn it, I said his name. Let me see if
Opie
it, no, his
was it?
name is not Opie.
Was it Opie Taylor?
He's a construction manager. Let me see. He's a construction manager. 22-year-old construction manager.
Uh,
Oh, James.
22. Okay.
James. His name is James, and he asked that his um. Now this is interesting, y'all. Okay, let me read this to y'all. This is in the description box of this video. A 22-year-old construction manager served as one of the 12 jurors who found Alex Murdaugh guilty of murdering his wife Maggie in St. Paul after deliberating for less than 3 hours. James, who asked that his name be withheld, spoke to the Law and Crime Network's, and I guess her name is Anjanette Levy, about the Kennel video, how prayer played a role in the trial. I want to say they should have said how it played a role. How did prayer, you know what? Okay. Whether Alec Murdaugh's testimony matter and more. Listen, this is a note. James's brother, okay, this guy right here, who served on the jury, 22 years old. Now, I told y'all it was kind of odd to me that a 22-year-old was on this jury, but okay. This guy right here. James's brother is a Colleton County Sheriff's deputy who responded to Moselle the night of the murders, but was not involved in the investigation. James said both the state and the defense were aware of his brother's employment and approved him being on the jury. I
It,
think
it,
that's weird.
it's because where he was stationed. So his brother was probably not stationed in the property. His brother was stationed outside the property
I still
because
don't think him
the
being
other,
who I don't think he should have been on
well, he
there.
would have access to things, but again, he wasn't stationed in the property, so he never saw the crime scene. He never talked to any witnesses. He never saw it or overheard anything because you have an interior security and you have an exterior security. So there'll be
Mm-hmm.
a cop stationed at the road,
Mm-hmm.
only allowing pertinent people to drive up that dirt road.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Hey,
thinking he
talk to
go
you
ahead.
talk too much. Good morning, sweetie. Thanks for joining. Happy Mother's Day to you as well. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm thinking he was one of those. I'm thinking he was stationed at the gate of the property,
Okay.
so he never interacted, nor did he see any evidence. Because again, if you're not assigned to the case, you have no need to see it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just go in there and go, "Hey, let me
I
take a look at that."
don't know.
Well, that's what it's supposed to be.
So do you think, let me ask you this then and we'll move on and we'll finish listening. But do you think at being who he is, James, a juror, and his brother being who he is, one of the Colleton County sheriffs, even though he did not, work the case or however, whatever, but do you think that they had conversations about this trial during the trial?
He looks like a dick, so
Oh,
I don't think they did. Like he looks like a dick. He takes all that shit very, very. He's very serious.
you
So
think he's a
basically,
you
yeah,
think he's a stickler for the rules?
yeah, he's a dick. He's probably the type of can't talk about it, can't talk about it, And he's the type, James, how was I can't talk about it, can't talk about it, and he run out, run out the room. That's what he looks like to me, you know.
I don't
So,
know. I don't know.
are they having conversations now? Hell yes.
Okay. So
Hell
you
yes,
think during the
they
trial
are.
they
But
did not?
during the trial, he looks like he would tell on himself.
Wow. Okay.
Your Honor, I talked about it to my brother. Oh, he looks like he tell on himself. Shit. And he knows he ain't gonna wear that velour jacket out nowhere else but the court. So
You gonna
he's
get
trying
out that man's jacket. You really gonna get out that man's jacket.
trying to get as much wear in
He
that
did
jacket as
his
he can.
best. He showed up and showed out, honey. He did his best. Okay.
Looks like he's ready to
With the
go to.
dad and that daddy for a tie and everything. He have to do all that, be true.
He looks like he's standing at the hoedown at the at the,
You guys to
at
remember
the
though, they are in South Carolina, like the country of South Carolina. I said the country of South Carolina, so it is what it is.
he looks like he just showed up for the square dance.
Oh gosh.
Is Becky Sue here?
Oh
Where's
James.
Becky
James, I'm trying to take
Sue?
up for you, James. If you ever see this video.
I'm just saying he just doesn't look like the type that would
Oh,
bend the rules or go outside of the rules.
okay.
And now remember, both sides could have excluded him.
Yeah, they could have. I would have. I'm just saying I would have.
I would exclude because he got that damn tie on and that
Oh.
jacket. But I'm just saying that the prosecutor and the defense had every opportunity to exclude him, and they said it was on the application because one of the questions on a juror application is, do you have anyone in your family that is employed by the state, by the prosecutor's office, police department, whatever? That's one of the questions that's on there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you check yes to that, you have to say who it is and where they work.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they don't ask you works in this town. They say in law enforcement or
Period.
an attorney. And if you check yes, you got to write down who it is and who they are and what they do. So they knew exactly who he was, and I think they really didn't. They didn't care, and they did investigate it. I'll guarantee they looked at it. Like who's this guy that works for the, and where was he?
Right.
When they found out, he just stood by the pole outside, making sure nobody came on the crime scene that wasn't supposed to.
Mm-hmm. Good morning, Burns Ronald. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Y'all hit that like button, please, if you don't mind. Also, feel free to hit the cash app and support the hashtag content that matters. All right. We're gonna finish listening to James, y'all.
She didn't have the dog, so she was obviously planning on coming back to Moselle, but she was going to a doctor's appointment, and I know that you can't take your dogs into the doctor's office, and she's not going to leave them in the hot car. So I don't really think that proves anything. And they were also having work done down there at Estonia. You don't want your dogs running around the house whenever you've got work going on down there. So there was just some little things like that that didn't really add up. I felt like he was trying to put something in there to solidify his story, but really it was just kind of a little bit more questionable.
Do you think that Maggie was using the hose in the kennel video and he got the chicken from Bubba? Or do you have any thoughts on what you think happened?
You know, we don't have a dead set time.
Shout out to Arms Runner. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I appreciate it. Let me see if you put a note in. No, just support. Okay, thank you, sweetie. I appreciate that.
On when everything happened as far as after the video. We know there's a period of time between whenever that video ends and whenever he picks up his phone at the house. So I think that I hear a hose in the background whenever they're taking the video. And I know that Alec is calling for Bubba. So I do think that Maggie was probably washing out the dog pens. And I think that he was getting the chicken. And that was another part of his testimony is he was saying, you know, Bubba is running up to me. He's wanting to show me the chicken. He's wanting to get it to me. He's proud of it. But at the same time, you hear him holler for Bubba 2 to 3 times in the video. It doesn't really seem like he's, you know, running up to him. It kind of seems like he's having to call him to him. And I know that I've got several dogs and
love you too.
Dogs that
Thank
are
you.
happy and they want to run around with it themselves, you know. So that just small things like that. Like I said, I was listening to every word and I was trying to just make it make sense. And there's some things that are just like, well, that doesn't really make sense with what I saw in the video, or that doesn't make sense with what I heard here. Things like that.
Do you think he tossed the phone out when they think he did that night?
You know, I'm not sure. I think that he had the phone.
Good morning, Heathen. Thanks for joining.
There was debate on whether it would turn on or whether it wouldn't. And we have no idea how he threw the phone. We have no idea whether he was holding it in his hand the whole time and had it turned off. We don't know, but it makes sense to me for him to have thrown the phone.
I don't want to keep you any longer. I really appreciate it. Anything else you want to add?
Mind if I ask you?
Yeah, sure.
So do you think if he hadn't taken the stand, do you think it would, like, how did him testifying sort of affect things for you guys? Is it possible that maybe it would left, I mean, could you see it being a not guilty verdict if he hadn't taken the stand? I'm trying to kind of understand how that played into it. Did that like solidify things in your mind, or?
I think it was an aspect, and I think it was a part of the trial, but I don't think it was the make or break point. And I don't think that it was a situation where if he didn't take the stand, he wouldn't have been found guilty. I think that there was enough evidence there gathered by SLED and produced by Paul that it was there. He was there. And I think that we all, you know, had enough evidence there that whenever we went and deliberate, there was enough there whether he got on the stand or not.
So the evidence he's talking about by Paul is the video. Now, you didn't just hear him once in the video. You hear him 3 times call that dog.
Right.
So that video was the smoking gun that put him away. He's saying...
Raina says hi, D-Truth. I don't know if you're watching the chat.
Oh, hey, Raina. So basically, that video was enough to put him away. Because one...
You know what? I think it was the... Oh my gosh! Like
that's a smoking gun right there.
Yeah,
Because that places him at the scene. Hey, how are you, It? So basically, that puts him at the scene, and you lied where you were. Because you said you did not wake up until you left the house.
Until you got ready to leave. See, why would you have to lie about being there if you're innocent?
Because he never saw he never saw the video, and his first lie to the cops were, "Oh, I was at the house asleep. I left to go to my mother's house." Because the first question they were going to say is, "Did you get awakened by a gunshot? Did you hear the gunshot?
Did you hear anything?" Right, and then too, that little piece that we heard yesterday about him. Remember that little piece we heard yesterday about him saying I don't know if he said he heard or thought he heard or saw someone entering the property as he left. That's weird. Like,
yes.
First of all, it's weird that you would leave to go to your parents' house and not, you know, at least talk to or see your son and your wife that's on the property there. That's weird.
Or
and then too, it's weird that you would be leaving.
At least you would speak to them.
And let's speak to them on the phone. Because listen, it's a huge property. Like, Even sitting in my house, I be up here. I call Turner on the phone in the back. So I mean, I get it. It's a huge property. They probably, as he said, they were at the kennel. He was at the house, which is a distance. But you didn't even talk to him on the phone. Like they didn't even answer
Yeah,
their
like
phone.
they didn't answer. That would to me that would raise a question. Like, well,
Exactly.
but they're he's saying I wasn't there. I don't know when I left. I tried to call them, and because there's
Mhm.
no phone call between them two
Mhm.
that was answered, he doesn't know when they were alive or dead.
Mhm.
And the fact that house is a good ways away, but you still can hear that many shots.
Absolutely. There was what shotgun, like a shotgun, and
Two shotgun blasts and seven AR-15 shots.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
care. That house is not that far away that you could not hear that interaction going on if you were there asleep on the couch. Now, here's the thing, though. They placed the murders at around 8:50, both of them
Mhm.
around
Mhm.
8:50. He says he did not get up and leave the house till 9:05
Mhm.
because his car shows that he didn't start his car until I think about 9:03. So he got up at 9 o'clock. The murders had
Mhm.
already happened.
But so he wanted to put it out there like maybe he was asleep during the gunshots or whatever.
Or he's trying to say maybe they didn't happen at that time. Well,
Mhm.
it it's funny because okay, the parallel that they're showing to the time of the murder is that Paul had just talked to his friend.
Mhm.
Paul was texting his girlfriend
Mhm.
at the time.
Yep.
Everything stops at 8:50. Everything. And at 8:50 the phone stops moving.
Mhm. Mhm.
So we know he's alive at 8:44 because he
Right.
shot that video of the dog. And we know he didn't answer his friend because his friend said, "Hey, just take a picture. I want to see," because his friend doesn't know anything about the video. Nothing.
Mhm.
His friend, according to like uh, what's his name? Rogan. Rogan is like, I didn't know
Rogan.
it. I
Yeah.
don't know anything about a video. I just asked him for a picture because my wife said something. So at 8:49, he says, "Hey, just send me a picture of it. I want to show some person I know. My wife's person."
Okay. You could go ahead and talk, teacher.
Mm, but no answer. No answer back. And they had just been communicating, and there was no picture taken. So the police are going, he's got activity here, and then the activity stops. The mother, he texts the mother also saying, "Hey, have Paul call me."
Mhm.
No response.
Yep.
When all this is going on, Alex is leaving.
Mhm.
So Alex would be leaving as this is going on.
Right.
If there's two shooters on the property, Alex is going to run into them when he leaves.
And see, but you know what? You remember now? On yesterday, we heard that little tidbit about him saying he thought maybe somebody was coming on the property when he was leaving, but he didn't check it out. He didn't check
Yeah,
it out.
yeah. He said, "Well, I thought it might have been that big cat that roams around. We have
Mhm. Mhm.
a mountain cat that roams around the property. I
Mhm.
thought it might have been him. No, bitch, you'd have shot that thing. Whatever comes on your property, you shoot. You and your son shoot everything that comes on that property. So don't act
Mhm.
like there's something on that property just running around. You don't know what it is. You
Right.
two would have got together and hunted that thing down if it was there. You did
Exactly.
that to say, well, I thought I might have saw somebody. So
Mhm.
I'm telling you right now, if I think I saw somebody, I'm going in my house, getting my night vision goggles,
Especially when you live on a property that's
Yes,
isolated and secluded. Like, who's supposed to
and
be on your property?
nobody is supposed to be there. I'm gonna go right in and put my night vision goggles on and go hunting.
Yep.
And he
Yep.
knows damn well if he thought somebody was on that property, he would have looked for them.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't just get in his car and drive to mama. I'm coming, mama. I'm coming.
Okay. All right, y'all. Let's get through Mr. James.
I'm not sure because there was the kennel video. And, like I said, I made my decision at the end of the trial whenever I had all the evidence. So, I'd have to go all the way back to the beginning and forget everything I knew and then go without the kennel video to be able to make that call. There was a lot of evidence, and I just know that was a part of it and a crucial part of it. And I think that who it was provided by spoke a lot.
Did the Moselle visit take you more toward guilty or not guilty, and why?
So again, like I said earlier, I waited until the end to make my decision. But whenever I'm at the end and I'm, thinking about all this evidence, there was parts that I noticed at the Moselle property that, were evident to me that solidified my answer of guilty. There was a lot of question about. So there was a lot of questioning about the second shot to Paul. And to me, the way that it was described and the way that it was portrayed, it just didn't look right. But what did make sense to me, and something that I made note of before we went to the Moselle property, because I didn't know that we were going to the Moselle property, but I was curious, is that, for one, I think that he would have been looking at Paul. And whenever we get out there, it's a very tight room. And there is about a 1 to 1.5 inch threshold at the base of that door.
Mm-hmm.
I think if he's looking at Paul and he's just shot a buckshot, which if you're not firm, it can rock you pretty good. I think he could have been unbalanced, and I think he could have tripped over that threshold, and that puts him on the ground shooting upward as Paul's coming out. And I think that makes sense to me for the angle of the shot.
Okay, and one more question.
She got one.
Okay, hold on. So
Okay, good. So you got. Go ahead, Leisha.
So their theory is that Paul was in the feed room, coming out of the feed room.
Well, that's what he thinks.
I think Alex.
All right, have a good day at work, Bronze Runner. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate you.
See, the only thing that confuses me is the blood inside the feed room.
Yeah, and it looks like I'm gonna tell you, it looks like splatter or drops. It looks like, you know what I'm saying, like
it's definitely splatter. Now, one of two ways that happens, and I believe Paul was really close to him.
Mm-hmm.
And that, because if you notice, there's splatter on the top of the door,
Mm-hmm.
and then that splatter inside the door.
Right.
But the two shotgun cells are behind the door.
Mm-hmm.
That places Alex in the door. And what he's referring to, as far as didn't make any sense, is the defense's theory on the angle of the shot. They're saying that when they tried to discredit what the prosecutor was saying was the shot that hit Paul in the head, didn't the defense attorney trying to debunk that didn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's what he's talking about. Is like it didn't add up what they were saying, but what the prosecutor was saying kind of added up to him, that he may have stumbled coming out of that room trying to make sure that Paul doesn't get away. Because I'm looking at the autopsy photos of Paul right now, the actual him on the slab. There's a hole in the front of his chest.
Oh God.
This is a shotgun cell. That means to have a small, it's not a small hole. It's a pretty big hole.
Yeah.
Okay. So to understand shotguns, as shotguns travel further, the buckshot spreads.
Wow.
So at a close range, between 3 to 4 feet, maybe 5 feet, the shotgun's pellets are going to be in a closed group. They hadn't had time to spread.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to be less than 5 feet from Paul when
Very close.
he shot Paul in the chest. And let me put up the picture of where the bot where the okay so
Okay, hold on. Let me take this down. Good morning, Scorpio. Thank you for joining, sweetie. Happy Saturday. All right, let me take this down.
Let me put up the picture of where Paul's body actually is laying. Where's the other one? I want the other one. I got so many damn pictures now I've made.
I know, but we love them.
So
thank y'all for joining this morning. I appreciate you so much. Make sure you hit the like button, okay? And feel free to support the channel.
So here's Paul. But matter of fact, let me make a better one. But what I'm trying to say is that Paul's body, where Paul's body was laying, where is it? His left foot was in the door.
Mm-hmm.
So just picture Sicily, 1920. Picture this. Okay. So I'm looking for a specific picture for me to change, but I don't see it. Oh, here it is, right here. So his body is actually in the door.
Mm-hmm.
So that tells you how close.
Very close.
He is. All right,
it's ridiculous. The man is a monster. The man is a monster. I'm sorry. I don't see how he did it. I just don't. I don't get it. Hold on a minute. Hold on.
So his left leg is inside the door, and his body is laid out towards the concrete. So just like I have it here is exactly how Paul is laying. Arms and everything. Arms underneath him as if he had got hit in the gut, because I did see some buckshot in his stomach. So
you saw buckshot in his stomach?
Yes, where buckshot had hit him in his stomach, along with his chest.
My God.
It was just a few pellets that looked like it hit him in the stomach. Okay, so here it is right here. I should go to work for them and start making pictures like this, because the jury ass quick. So just this is him on the ground right here. See where his head is? You notice the dark spot right there? I made it to scale.
I see.
That's where his head was laying. So they're saying that Alex was in here, shot Paul in the chest, and Paul fell right there. That's not even 3 feet. If he's standing inside, because behind the door is 2 shotgun expended rounds.
Yes.
One red, one black, that are behind the door. That puts Alex inside that room.
Damn it, right? Man. Thank y'all for the likes. Thank y'all.
Now
that's crazy.
The top part of the door is splattered with blood.
Mm-hmm.
And where that yellow marker is where the wad hits Paul and then bounces back.
Mm-hmm.
So one of those shotgun rounds, the plastic wad that was inside the shotgun round, is laying there on the floor. So this picture here shows you how close Alex was when he shot Paul. And then they're saying the next shot to his head, he had to be standing over him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good morning, ask questions. Thanks for joining.
So he said when they took him to the crime scene, he stood inside this feed room so he could see exactly how cramped and small it is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm still trying to figure out how did that shot go through the back window? Because there's an actual back window back there that has
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
because
it's crazy.
there was only 2 shotgun shells. Now again, it could have hit the door and ricocheted back and went through the window. There's plenty of things because that second shot was right there in the doorway.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we thought that the chicken had gotten shot. No, the dog had killed that chicken, and I think that's where Alex threw it. Alex took it from the dog and then put it up on top of this dog carrier.
Wow. Hey, Rice Case. Thanks for joining, sweetie.
Because this guy just said that Alex talked about the chicken.
Yeah. Yeah. My God, today. Mm.
So once I figured out that his head is facing away and his arms are underneath him, that tells me he
Yeah.
got shot point blank. And if I was to show
He
you the
did,
autopsy,
and that's what I'm sitting up here like, really like. I'm like, how can you do that to your son? How? I'm just baffled. Oh God, my thing done timed out. But like close like that, like how could you shoot him? Period. But that was up close.
Make your
okay, this actually shows. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you a shotgun pattern.
Right.
So there's a shotgun pattern, and this is what it looks like for a shotgun pattern. I want to leave some of it open so it doesn't get blocked. And I believe this is 12 gauge shotgun pattern, which is very important to understand. With
Mm-hmm.
this shotgun pattern, shows you how close he was. Okay, can you see that?
Yeah, I could see it.
So here's the shotgun. That the 0 meters is at the tip of the shotgun. This pattern right here is 10 meters.
Mm-hmm.
That's about maybe, I think 10 meters is what, 4 feet or something like that. I never
Mm-hmm.
learned meters. But see the very first one they talk about? See how close together that,
Mm-hmm.
that pattern is? So that puts Paul that close to him. Because at 20 meters, see how it widens up? At 30
Yeah, I
meters, it gets
see.
wider. 40, 50, 60 meters, it's a complete circle with a
Mm-hmm.
very, very little, like, concentrated space.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, that puts Paul within 10 meters of Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you see the autopsy photo, Paul has a maybe a 4 or 5 inch hole in his chest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Wow. Okay. Lord, I just. All right, let's listen to the rest of him. I think it's like less than a minute, and then we're gonna listen to something else, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all what we're gonna listen to.
Uh, I don't think like that. I don't have the capability of thinking to be able to do something like that. So I
All
don't think
right,
that
for
I'd
those
ever.
that's just joining, we listening to the last few seconds of one of the jurors that presided over the murder case, and he's just talking. We've been listening to him talk about, how they came to their decision, the evidence, and things of that nature. Okay.
Would be able to answer why somebody would do something like that. I think that there is a lot of contributing factors that somebody could throw in, and we heard a lot throughout the trial. But I still think there's more that we haven't heard, and there still may be more that nobody knows about.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that it doesn't make sense to do that. But I know that there's people in the world that don't make sense, and they do things without making it make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know that there is an answer other than that it happened and that it shouldn't have. I think we can all agree on that.
That was it for that, y'all. I found a video that I wanted to play. It's like 11 minutes since we're doing random videos today. Um, of It says Alec Murdaugh confesses to lying about housekeeper's deadly fall, and I think this may be his testimony. I don't know, so we're kind of jumping the gun a little bit. I just want to hear what he has to say about um confessing to lying about um um the housekeeper's death. Okay, so let's listen to this. I see they got his son on the stand. So y'all listen, this is a little jump to what you have to look forward to as far as testimonies, okay? Because y'all know we listening to the trial. So let's listen to this right quick. I want to talk about this. All right.
Welcome everybody to Law and Crime Daily. I'm Jesse Weber. We have a major
And this
update
is on the same channel that we've been listening to that we listened to that last video on. It's law and crime. Okay.
fraud perpetrated by the now infamous Alec Murdaugh, the disgraced South Carolina attorney convicted of killing his wife and son. Murdaugh confessed that he lied about some of the details related to the death of Gloria Satterfield, his family housekeeper and nanny at Moselle. Now, we remember that she died in 2018, 3 years before Maggie and Paul Murdaugh were gunned down on that same property. Satterfield was found at the bottom of the home's front steps. She never regained consciousness and died a few weeks later. Murdaugh had claimed that Satterfield tripped over the family dogs and fell, but he now says he made that up. Murdaugh had suggested to Gloria Satterfield's sons that they file a wrongful death lawsuit against him so that they could get a huge insurance payout. In reality, the $4 million settlement went into Murdaugh's pocket. The convicted killer revealed this new information in a court filing as he responds to a lawsuit from Nautilus Insurance Company. Murdaugh admitted that he said the dogs were involved because he wanted to do all he could to ensure a settlement happened. But he now says that the dogs were not involved in the fall and that Gloria did not regain consciousness. Murdaugh says she was not at the home to work. Her real reason for being there, however, was not mentioned. In the court filings, attorneys for Murdaugh actually suggest that the Satterfields need to return any money that they got from the settlement because the wrongful death lawsuit was filed under false pretenses. Now, Tony Satterfield, one of Gloria's sons, testified during Alec.
Wait a minute. So
there it is. There it is.
But wait,
why he recanted.
But I don't think they were necessarily. Well,
they had nothing to do with it, but the only
they did. I mean, it was some shady doings, but it wasn't on them.
They did not do the shady doings. So basically, what they're saying is we shouldn't have paid out anything because this wasn't a wrongful death. She wasn't on the property to pick up anything or work, so she wouldn't. She's just there as a person. And they're saying that there's no way that it wasn't because of Alex Murdaugh's dogs that she fell. So we don't pay out wrongful death. And I guess they would have paid out something, but it wouldn't have been the $5 million.
Mm-hmm.
The 4 million that they paid out
Right.
because of the way she died.
That's a mess.
So he's recanting, so he doesn't have to pay that money.
Exactly.
But again, he's the one that got the money. The two inbreeds didn't get any money.
This is crazy. Okay.
They never received it, but I guess the insurance company is looking for that money that Alex had to put up to pay them.
Wow.
Remember,
He ain't shit. I'm sorry.
He stole that money from them.
He did.
And put it in his own account. So by him recanting on the story and saying, "Hey, none of that ever happened. The old bitch ain't never wake up and say shit to me. The dogs weren't even there. So I don't know what you're talking about. I made it all up." So they just
My God, today.
And now they're like, "Hey, we ain't got nothing to do with this. We got gypped just like everybody else."
Mm-hmm.
And Alex is like, "Well, that money is it's gone, but if I'll give it back to them before I give it to them." Because
he's something else. I'm sorry.
He is. He's like, because again, because I don't know if that money is secured, what will happen to it. If he says that that's not the insurance money, that's my money, it could be a fight over the money.
Mm-hmm.
Saying that I don't know, that money's my money, not the insurance money.
He should have took your charger to the back. Here, you want mine? Here you go. I'm sorry, Deechu. Go ahead.
Yeah. So again, now the inbreeds are going to have to fight the insurance company now.
Mm-hmm.
So now
you know what? I feel so bad for those boys. I feel so bad for them.
Why? Those dummies knew what he was. See, here's where the insurance company is going to get them two inbreeds, right? Okay. The discussion between Alex and them.
He did tell them that he was going to do it a certain way and not to say anything.
Yes, do it this way.
They did know that something.
Yes.
By him saying don't say anything, don't tell anybody. They did know that he was doing something that, you know what I'm saying, but still the truth. They lost their mama. Like, honestly, like, I feel bad for them. I feel bad for them.
Again, because this is going to become an insurance fraud case.
Yes.
They knew and they even testified that Alex told them to do it this way.
Yes.
So now they become part of the fraud.
And that's what the insurance. Let me tell you something. That's why when I talked about the whole if y'all go back to my replays, when I talked about the whole Gloria Satterfield situation in the insurance company, I made it known to everybody, and I'll say it and I'll keep saying it. Insurance companies are some of the biggest crooks.
Yes.
Not like you pay and you pay. Everybody wants to keep insurance. Insurance is insurance. Everybody wants that insurance. You pay and you pay and you pay your premiums, right? Soon as you file a case or a claim, I feel they'll do any and everything to get out of paying.
Oh, they will. They're going to look at it. Oh, I'm sorry, but you didn't cross this T right here when you signed the paperwork.
Yes.
So we dropped the policy and we told you.
It's so easy to get insurance. It is so easy. Like, they will insure you. But when it's time to pay up, baby, they go. Scorpio say, but the truth. Listen, the truth. This to you. But the truth. Do you think that we should consider the fact that family had a serious chokehold on the community? They probably could have been intimidated and went along with it because of it, and that's facts.
Okay, but during their testimony, they did not testify that they feared him. The only thing that you're going to get from that testimony of the two inbreeds is he said we're each going to get $100,000.
Hmm. Well, that
There's
would be
no
motivation.
there's no fear. He didn't threaten them. He told them basically, "Hey, I'm gonna make sure that you two hillbillies get $100,000 each." And Hillbilly One and Hillbilly Two got so excited because they thought they'd be able to buy a new pickup truck that they just went along with it.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
And remember, when someone tells you, "Don't tell anybody that I'm doing this," it usually means that it's illegal.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh gosh, I just still. I mean, I don't know. It's just me.
But again,
I feel sorry for those boys.
if they say, "Well, I didn't want to go against him," they're going to say, "But you never mentioned being scared of him on the stand.
Right.
All they care about is your testimony in the case, and
Yeah.
the cross examination by their attorneys was, did Mr. Murdoch approach you about getting money?" And their answer was yes. He told me and my brother Clyde that we'd get $100,000.
How you know his brother name was Clyde? How do you
All,
know that?
all inbreeds name were Clyde.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Me and my brother Clyde were gonna get $100,000 each. He never mentioned 5 million. So
Hmm.
basically, you admitted that you were in on the plot.
Pretty much. It's sad though. It's really sad. Scorpio say the truth. They were still intimidated. People testify all the time and act like it's fine, but are secretly intimidated. Do you agree with that?
No, when you're on the stand, it's time to fess up. Look, if you're scared or you had no other option, that's the time to say it, because
Hmm.
they're going to, whatever you say will be used against you.
Hmm. Hmm.
No matter whether you think the testimony is in your favor or not, they will
Hmm.
use your testimony against you.
Yeah. Especially those insurance companies, like they really, they really do put in all their efforts not to pay a client. They really do, and it's sad. Um,
They slow, but they were under duress. They seemed very happy to get that $100,000. You see, but again, it's up to their attorney to mention that there might be a possibility that he intimidated them to go
mhm,
along with the plot. You see,
mhm,
there was no wrongdoing against the insurance company brought up. Their attorneys never brought up the fact that this was a scam against the insurance company.
I
They
agree with Scorpio though. People don't get protection after they testify. Honestly, they don't. I mean, not unless it's some big federal case and you go to witness protection and all that shit. But other than that, you don't get no protection after you testify. Mm-mm.
then don't you have every right to decline testimony. You have every
Mhm.
right to say, "I plead the fifth" on anything you'd like, and it cannot be held against you.
Mhm. Mhm.
Even though it will be, it can't be held against you in a court of law to plead the fifth. Okay. The famous words is, "I don't remember that." Oh,
Mhm.
at this time, I don't remember that. Picture it, Sicily, 1920, and I can't remember a damn thing.
Mhm.
That's all you got to say. I don't remember nothing. I don't know who that man is. Who's that man? I don't know that man.
You are able to plead the fifth. That's facts.
Plead the fifth and deny. That's totally up to you. But none
Make
of
your
that.
complaints.
What it looks like is gonna be testimony. They're gonna play some of the son's testimony. I don't know. I can't wait to get to that part on the trial coverage though, Because that's interesting to me.
So this is his testimony saying that he lied about everything.
Well, let me see what it is. This is only like 11 minutes. Let's listen.
Murdoch's murder trial. Prosecutors say Murdoch killed Maggie and Paul because he wanted to distract from all of his financial crimes. Tony said Murdoch hid all the settlements from the Satterfield family.
Did he ever tell you about a $505,000 settlement that already had occurred?
No.
Did the
So
defendant
this is the looks like it's the prosecution questioning one of the sons. What we're listening to right now.
ever tell you that he also had a $5 million umbrella policy?
No.
Did he ever tell you that there had been a recovery against that?
No.
Did he ever tell you that there had been a recovery for $3.8 million against that?
No.
Did he ever pay you one penny of $3.8 million?
No.
All right, I'm joined right now by my co-host, defense attorney Brian Buckmeyer, and we have special guests. Former prosecutor Bernardo Villalona is with us. Great to have you both here. Brian, I'll start with you. Why would lying about the dogs increase his chances of a settlement? I mean, how does this all affect the criminal case?
All right, so like many people who have dogs in their home, they know that they can't be fully trained or fully controlled. So the idea of a dog bumping an elderly woman and having that woman fall to be injured and to her death kind of makes sense. And it's an easy narrative to control that my dog property, as the law sees it, hurt this other person. And it's understandable within the realm of negligence or recklessness, and allows him to control the settlements for all parties involved. Now, when it comes to criminal charges, each and every lie could add on to being a separate charge, not only run concurrently, but could be run consecutively.
Bernard, I need you to make sense of something for me, because Murdoch was on the stand. He pretty much confessed to all the financial crimes during his murder trial. Do you think this is actually going to go to trial, or he's going to take some sort of plea deal?
So it would be in the best interest of Alex Murdoch to actually plead guilty on the financial crimes. Why? Because there's overwhelming evidence of his guilt in financial crimes, as we saw in the homicide case. So you notice that the homicide case that Alex Murdoch did testify, and he admitted to the financial crimes. However, in South Carolina, those admissions in that criminal case cannot be used against him in another criminal case unless you're looking to charge him with perjury. So in terms of the case in chief, the prosecution can't use his admissions. However, if Alex Murdoch were to testify and testify conversely to what he testified at the criminal trial having to deal with the murder, then they can cross-examine him on that.
I'm so glad you mentioned that. That's a little tidbit of South Carolina law that I always want us to mention, because it was a big topic about whether or not he had just walked himself to jail. Not so clearly. And welcome back to Long Crime Daily, everybody. We have new information about court documents filed in a lawsuit between the parents of Gabby Petito and the parents of her fiance, Brian Laundrie. The Petito family is accusing...
All right, that's it on that, y'all. That's another case they talking about. So I just want y'all to hear that he did confess to lying about what happened with the housekeeper, but he only did it for his own good, so he thought.
Well, it gets him off the hook of having to pay them, and the insurance company wants the money back. So now it gets mixed up even more, because now the insurance company's in on it, and it puts them as liable also because they knew of the crime. Now the dog scenario is very easily a plausible explanation. So that's why he used it. But when now they're just saying she may have just tripped and fell on her own by herself. There's no negligence of the property. The stairs were fine, and she just tripped over her feet and fell and died. But now you took out the dogs. Now there's no property. There's no property suit. I think he just wanted to throw some more confusion out there.
Pretty much.
But Clyde and Bo, they got on the stand and were like, "Yeah."
I'm not gonna let you do that. You need to leave them boys alone. Will you leave them alone? I feel bad for them.
Why? Claude and Bo, they knew what they were getting into. They knew exactly.
I feel like they knew it was some shady dealings going on, but they didn't do the shady dealings.
They dumb, but they ain't that dumb. What you
Yeah.
mean? We get us $100,000, boss? Yeah, I'm gonna give you $100,000 each. Ooh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, boss. We here,
They just wanted
dumbasses.
some. They just wanted some money. You guys to remember, understand what their circumstances were. You know what I mean?
Yeah, one of them got evicted from their trailer,
Yes. Yes.
and I think the other one lost his truck.
Mm-hmm.
And they sat there just waiting. Yeah, my $100,000. It was supposed to be here already.
Mm-hmm.
But again, he probably stopped paying on that nasty ass trailer when he thought he had 100,000. So I could buy me a double wide for half
You
that.
are ruthless. Like you honestly, you.
He said, "Mama died, but I'm getting me a double wide."
Oh, Jesus be offense. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna listen to another. I'm at
Alex Murdaugh
217.
found guilty
So
of
I might as well go to three hours, y'all. So we're gonna go to 3 hours. But let me see if I want to. So I see several little clips of Juror's talking. So I'm gonna play them until we get up to 3 hours. So because I told y'all I bought me some time this morning. So we're gonna the truth. Oh my God. Oh. All right. So we're gonna listen to another Juror, and I'm gonna put in the title. I gotta change my title. I'm gonna put the title, the name of all these jurors in my title. So for those that watch the replay, won't get confused about what's going on. So, like I said, thanks to the 32 people in the chat or watching, I should say. Thank y'all so much for supporting this hashtag content that matters. Please be sure to hit the like button. According to Rain, I think the likes are liking. Thank y'all, and feel free to support the channel. So let's see who this next juror is. And this is from ABC News. You know what? Hopefully, I hope this don't get me struck. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can find that long crime got it because when I play 48 hours from ABC, I guess it's ABC, that video got struck. Let me see. I don't want to take that chance. Let me try to find something on another channel. I don't want to listen to that. Murder trial. Murder trial. Okay, let me see. See if I can find another one on another channel. This is on ABC, Jesus Louisa. This is on NBC. This is on Long Crime. Okay. That's the one we just watched. Damn it, man. Everybody went to ABC and shit. This is on today. That's the Attorney General speaks out on the verdict. I want to listen to that too. I'm just gonna have to take that damn chance, and I'll just have to edit it and put it back up. I gotta take the chance because these people didn't go to Law and Crime. They went to ABC and NBC and shit of that nature. We're gonna listen. I remember correctly. One of the boys is actually slow. Well, yeah, Nanya. Yeah. Thank you, Raina. They said his IQ was so low. Wait a minute, Nanya. Hold on. See, all you doing is giving the truth ammunition. Okay.
That was
If I remember correctly, one of the boys is actually slow. They said his IQ was so low he wasn't able to function properly without a caretaker. That's the one Alice spoke to about everything. Come on.
that was Claude.
Come on.
Claude is the slow one. So when Alex said, I'm gonna give you $100,000. 100,000? 100,000? I could get me a double wide for like 40,000.
Oh shit. Don't do it, D True. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Poor boys, I still feel so. See, that's much that listen. He knew he shouldn't have done that. Alec knew. Believe me, Alec knew that these boys were kind of touched. He knew that. He knew that. He took advantage, and I still feel sorry for them. Whew. All right, so this is the guy James that we just James just going everywhere talking. James said, "I'm gonna get my photo ops." So this is from today, the Today Show, and James is on here and two other ladies. So let's listen and see what they have to say. Okay, y'all.
Joining us now are jurors James McDowell, Gwen Jennerat, and Amy Williams. Good morning to all of
Wait a
you.
minute. They just said his whole name, and he said he wanted. And he said he didn't want his name put out there. I guess that the Today Show probably paid his ass. So let's listen.
Joining us now are jurors James McDowell, Gwen Jennerat, and Amy Williams. Good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here after
Okay, so we got James. Let me see. Maybe I should give y'all a image. I got time. Let me give y'all an image. What you put back up? You want to say something about that photo?
Okay, so this is the crime scene where there's Paul's body with his left leg inside the feed room. That's the top of the door of the feed room, and those are the two shotgun cells that are behind the door. So this is the entire layout of what you see inside that feed room. So there's the blood splatter on the top of the door, and then behind the door is the two shotgun cells, just to show how close he was to Paul. Okay, put Mr. Velour. Does he have his? Is he wearing the same velour jacket?
I think he. You know what? He's not,
Oh
but I
my
think he's wearing
god!
that. I think he's not, but I think he's wearing that same tie though. Let me mute. Hold on.
So he just didn't wear his 8th grade graduation jacket, but he got the Constitution tie on. So does this picture kind of show you the layout of the feed room more? Where the shotgun shells are behind the door,
It does. It does, and it
the
shows me how close. Well, because even though you been said that puddle right there was his, where his head was, but that shows a little bit more. Yeah, like I say, the visuals and the pictures help a lot. The truth. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All
I
right.
like making death photos.
Hey, Miss Carla. Good morning. Happy you're cooking. All right, girl. Get up. Make sure you send my plate. Don't forget about me, okay? Thank you for being in the bushes. I appreciate you. Hold on, y'all.
So now the pictures that you're seeing here, you see the actual, as a juror, you see the actual autopsy photos. They show you the actual autopsy photos, and they show you the uncensored crime scene photos. Well, I just spent 20 minutes going through the Reddit uh, feed of the of crime scene photos, and that was no picnic right there. They have everything. They don't give a shit over there. Do we have two truth hurts again? Yes, we do. I thought Money Boy was coming up, but then I noticed that says truth hurts. So it'd be about okay, one again. We're at one again. All right, that's good. That's good. Come on, people. Mama needs a new device because this device is not working. Oh, he got a blue suit on this time. Did he bring Big Mama? Big Mama from the church with him?
Well, you gonna leave Big Mama alone, cause Big Mama, you gonna leave them alone? Them are two beautiful black women. You gonna leave them alone? Now they were on the jury.
They were on the jury too.
Yeah, they're jurors.
Nah, I wouldn't have picked that chick in the blue leopard thing.
Why not?
Nah, she just looked like she'd be like, "Fuck you, I ain't listening to shit." Guilty.
Oh, you are ruthless. Ruthless. Let's listen to what they had to say. Maybe you'll change your damn mind, evil clown.
A 6-week ordeal. You did your jury service, your civic duty. You're here this morning. How does it feel when you realize all of the attention? You knew it was a high-profile case. Did you understand how many people across the country were watching this?
I don't think it ever really, hit that it would be this big.
Yeah. How do you guys feel?
The same. Yeah. I didn't think it would be this big either.
When you saw the cameras outside the courtroom, though, I mean.
That's when I realized this is a big ordeal. Yeah.
What have people said to you just in the last few days? It's a small town. I mean, did they realize, oh, you guys have been on the jury? Have you heard anything? What is the reaction you've heard?
So I think that, it kind of spread pretty quickly. So I think that a lot of my friends were very respectful. They didn't try to reach out. They didn't want to talk about the case because they knew I couldn't. Yeah. So I think afterwards, as soon as the verdict came out, everybody was kind of sending me messages like,
what's going on?
Yeah. A lot has been made over the past few days about.
Well, that's weird because they're not supposed to know you were on that particular case. Am I right?
I think he means after.
No, after, but listen. Is it not true that when you get picked for jury duty, you're not supposed to say what case you're on?
You're not supposed to talk about the case.
But it's okay to say that you're on a particular.
You're not supposed to tell them what case you're on. But again, this is a small town. There's only one case going on.
Well, yeah. True.
And I mean, I'm thinking that buoy lady there, the one shaped like a buoy. Everyone
like
knew
a what? Wait a minute, huh?
Yeah, look, she got an odd ass shape. She's shaped like a buoy. She got little knees and a big ass, and it goes straight up. Oh,
geez, Louisa.
She's shaped like a buoy. Like she should be bobbing up and down in the ocean. She looked like she was hungry. She's like, they didn't give us no damn food in there. I was hungry.
Let's listen, y'all, because the truth is acting out. I don't know if he didn't have his Wheaties this morning or what the case may be, but yeah, he's on one. He's actually on 10. Damn it.
The speed with which you guys came back with that verdict. Take us inside the deliberation room. As I understand it, not everyone initially thought he was guilty. Is that right?
Correct. That's correct.
Yeah, so throughout the case, a lot of people have talked about how we didn't have a notepad in the jury room, but we weren't able to have it in the courtroom, but we did have them in the jury room. So a lot of people would write down questions as we, went back during break. So I think that kind of made the deliberation a little bit more efficient. Everybody knew the questions they had. They were able to get through them quickly.
Let's talk about the case a little bit. Everybody wants to know what you think. What for you was the critical piece or pieces of evidence, Amy, I'll ask you first, that made you feel confident that this guilty verdict was the right one?
Well, the witness testimony was very believable, and the kennel video definitely played a major part. And his testimony.
Yeah.
Yes.
Murdoch's testimony.
Yes.
What about when there was throughout the trial, there were a lot of witnesses saying, that's him, that's his voice. When he got on the stand, Gwen, and said, yeah, that was me. What did you think? How did that strike you?
Well, first of all, I couldn't believe that he was taking the stand. And when he got on the stand, I was like, okay. So it was him. I don't know him, so I never, knew his voice, but I realized it was him. And in the kennel video, that just kind of sealed the deal.
Do you think he should have taken the stand?
No.
What about you, Amy?
No.
He didn't help himself?
No.
If I was him, I don't think I would have, but I think that he believes that he's so convincing that he felt like that was his, last resort.
And the financial crimes, when the state introduced all of that evidence about the past financial crimes and the money he'd stolen from clients, the money he'd stolen from the firm as well, did that impact your decision at all? Did that make a difference?
Well, we could only consider it as part of the motive. It helped showing that he was very convincing and manipulative, and so it made sense.
Let's talk about his testimony a little bit more, because he was very emotional. People watching from the outside thought, maybe this will be compelling to jurors. Did you believe him? Did you believe his tears? Did you think he was crying? Some other jurors have said they didn't buy it. What, you're shaking your head?
No, I didn't think he was crying. He turned it on and off. Yeah.
Wow.
It wasn't genuine.
Do you think he hurt himself by taking the stand? Did he make it worse?
I think he did.
Yes.
Why?
I just think that, we already know that he is a lawyer. He's able to be emotional with cases. He's able to be emotional with himself. He knows, like she said, when to turn it on and off. So I think that we were kind of able to read right through that.
After sitting there for several weeks, and again, the state didn't have to prove a motive. Do either of you have any idea of perhaps why he did it?
I don't know if we'll ever know. I think it may have been a combination of things, not just the financial, but everything was weighing heavy on him, I believe.
Gwen, what do you think?
I think it was, he wanted to have control of everything, and his wife owned the majority of the things that they owned. Yeah, so I'm thinking it was more like greed, him being in control.
I think that the prosecution had a very good point. It's a storm. At points in time, the defense would take one aspect and be like, it couldn't have been this. And it may not have been that one singular thing, but there's so many things there that contribute to that overall storm that, I think it played a part.
They had you guys go and visit the scene, Moselle, this estate where the crimes took place. Was that worth your time? Was that worthwhile? Did you learn anything from that, James?
Yeah, I think that we were, throughout the case, you kind of see pictures and stuff, but until you get out there, you're not able to really see how everything plays a part. There were a few things that I made mental notes of that I wanted to check out if we did go out there, and I was able to, take a look at that.
What about you, Gwen?
Same here. I wanted to see how big that feed room was, and it was very tiny in person. And I also wanted to see the feed down there to the feed.
There's no possible way she was in that feed room.
Oh God, D-Truth, I thought you were saying something that mattered.
She didn't get
that woman did go in there.
No, she didn't get in there. She couldn't even turn around in that room.
Oh my God, today. Hush, D-Truth.
We were on the kennels from the house, and you could.
I know two of you went back the next day after the verdict. You went back to the sentencing. Why was it important for you, the two of you, to be there for that part of it?
Just to see it through to the end.
James? Just like what she said, we spend 6 weeks there. We bond. We're a very close-knit jury at that point in time. So it was important for us to go back and kind of, see it to the end. We just decided what the verdict was going to be. We at least wanted to see it to the end, see what the sentencing would be.
Well, I mentioned that you did your civic duty. You're wearing your Constitution tie. It is a lot that we ask of our fellow citizens to sit in judgment of another. It's not easy. It's a great sacrifice in every way. So thank you for being here and spending a little time with us in a case that's gotten a lot of interest. And thank you for your service.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern.
All right, so they ain't say shit. They ain't say nothing. Let's see what this dude has to say.
Wait.
Guilty on all counts once prominent attorney.
She said they went into the feed room. She ain't going there with nobody else.
Yes, she did. That lady ain't lying. That lady ain't lying.
They took turns. She went in and then somebody else went in because they ain't going in there together.
Of course, they all did not go in there at one time. We can surmise that, but you just being a real ass.
So basically, Trey's not here, so I have to make up for him. So I'm being assier than normal. I'm being assier than normal. So basically, when he admitted that was him on the tape, that was stupid. If I was his attorney, I'd have ran over there and punched him right in his mouth. I would have whooped his ass on the stand for admitting that was him on the tape. Because
what else was he supposed to do, the truth? I
that
mean,
ain't
honestly.
me. That ain't me. I don't know who the hell it is, but that ain't me. That ain't me. That's the killer. That ain't me. It ain't me. It sounds like Jim.
They recognize his voice, sir. They
I'd have
recognize
said,
his voice.
I'd have said that's Jimmy John down the road. That sound like Jimmy Jones. That don't sound like me. That don't sound like me at all.
Oh,
You don't tell them, because first off, if you say, "Oh yeah, that's me on the tape," you just admitted that you lied, that you were asleep in the house.
He lied about a lot of things, and he was caught in those lies. So
Number
it just is
two,
what it is.
but number two, it puts you at the crime scene at the time of the murders that the prosecutors saying they were murdered.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How stupid is that?
Very. But
You
he
see
was
why
stupid.
you see why you don't put dummies on the stand?
Mm-hmm.
You never put a dummy on the stand, because a dummy is going to be coerced into saying something he shouldn't say.
I agree.
And the prosecutor's like, "Was that you on the tape?" "Yes, that is me." You dumb! I'd have jumped up. Objection! He's a dumbass. Objection, Your Honor. He's a dumbass. Your Honor, he's stupid. I want a mistrial because he's mentally handicapped and he's stupid beyond belief. Okay, Your Honor. And when he came back, I'd be like, "I'm going to punch you in the face when we get out of here." Why would you admit that was you on the tape?
He did that. He did.
To me, there's no defense for you. You admitted that's you on the tape. There's no appeal. What are you going to say? "Oh, I didn't mean
Well,
to."
have we found out yet if his appeal was? Did he get his appeal? Have we found that out yet?
Well, we just found out he can't pay for his appeal.
Well, he can't. He literally can't.
So
He can't.
basically, we don't know. It's supposed to be appealing. I don't know on what grounds, they haven't said yet. But again, how do you appeal? You admitted that's you on the tape.
Damn it, man.
You admitted you're at the crime scene.
Mm-hmm.
You admitted that you're there during the murders.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hell, Opie could figure this out, and he did. After he did that first interview in his eighth grade graduation suit, his father took him out and bought him a new suit, because he said, "You look ridiculous, son. If you're gonna go on all these damn shows, I got to get you a new suit. Okay, you can wear the same tie, but you got to get a new suit. The velour jacket ain't going. Okay, the eighth grade velour jacket just ain't going. I'm gonna get you a new suit." And that damn button on that woman in the middle's outfit, that shit like it could pop at any second and kill.
Why are you being so mean today?
I'm just saying that if that button pops, a cameraman could have his eye put out or possibly be dead.
So you listen, Detroit, what is wrong?
Just
Did
saying,
you have a bad night?
No, I'm not having a bad night. I'm just worried about the cameraman. He could have been killed. I mean, look at Figaro lady. She's just sitting there all nice.
Let me tell you something. You're gonna leave them old ladies alone. Well, I ain't gonna say old, because they're beautiful. Them listen, y'all.
Yes, I
don't
never
get
said they
offended.
weren't.
Y'all, the truth is the truth. Please don't get offended. But this is the thing. I am a thinkums like these women. I think they are gorgeous. I think I'm gonna argue with you, the truth, because I think that Libras. Let me know if it's better. I think they are gorgeous. I think they are poised. I think they are beautiful. I think they are well spoken. I like the one in the navy blue. I like her hair. My hair is sort of kind of like that right now.
Yeah, with the baby hair.
You're not gonna knock baby hairs, boo.
No, I'm not.
You're not gonna knock baby hair.
I'm not knocking baby hair. It's just that it looks a little burnt around the edges.
No, it does not.
And I'm not knocking big women.
The finger waves I think are a little worn. Is that finger waves in that lady head? No, but the other lady,
those are
I am
figures.
not now. I am not that big ebooks, contrary to what people believe. I'm not, and this is the thing. But they are very for their figures. They are curvy BBW women, but for their figures, they are well dressed. They wear it well. The truth, you're not gonna come for us BBWs
I'm
today.
not saying that. I'm
Yeah,
not
you
putting
are.
them down. I did not say anything about the Lane Bryant suit she's wearing.
Wait
I
a
just said
minute. Now you
I
coming for Lane Bryant?
I just
I lived by Lane Bryant in high school, sir.
I just said I'm just saying the jacket looks a little tight and the button could hurt somebody. Could be someone in
Oh,
the crowd, could be a cameraman, could be the hosts.
did you take
Any
on Money Boy Trey Spirit today?
No, but I'm waking up for him not being here. I have to be extra assy today, and the leopard skin outfit that was a big leopard, but damn it got too much ice on her.
Y'all, please help. Somebody, please come up and help me. D Truth, stop it.
Okay, I'm
Stop
not.
it, D
I
Truth.
didn't even mention that tight ass watch she's wearing, cutting off the circulation to her hand. Look at that. I'm sorry.
How did this turn into this?
I'm
How
a
did we
stop.
go
Look, and
from that?
see the leopard lady. She got a Fitbit on over here. Uh, uh, you know, big girl over here with the button. She's got just a regular old, Walmart watch on.
Oh, D Truth, what is wrong with you today? D Truth, them ladies are they
Yes,
well dressed.
They are beautiful. The hoop earrings and
They are beautiful.
grandma's pearl earrings. They look beautiful.
How you know that's that woman's grandma's earrings? Why they can't be her earrings? How
The,
do
the,
you know
gra-
that's grandma earrings?
the grandma gave her them earrings to wear on the Today Show.
Oh, D Truth, I can't believe you acting like this on Mother's Day weekend.
Tomorrow's Mother's Day. I could, say whatever I want today and not say it
Oh
tomorrow.
God. Oh Jesus.
I mean, are we just gonna look past her thighs? Look,
No,
I see.
we go look.
Wait.
We are going to look past her thighs.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yes, we are.
All right.
They did a civic duty, and it's not fair for them to be doing an interview and you sitting up here doing that to them.
They are two beautiful women. Beautiful.
Thank you.
There you go. Thank you, lovely ladies.
Where is Miss Liz when I need her? Where in the hell is Miss Liz, D Truth?
She's Saturday. She's out getting her hair done and eating and everything.
Man, what in the hell do you know about Catherine's? Oh my God!
Look, let's see. Serious
Man,
agrees.
what do you know about Catherine's, man? This is weird. Hey, Sly Boo.
Is Catherine another big girl store?
Catherine, what? I'm not gonna call it a big girl store. It's another store like Lane Bryant.
Does Catherine's go up to 8X?
Oh God, Jesus help me. Just help me, Lord. Is it 5 o'clock somewhere where I could take a drink? D Truth, stop it.
Sirius agrees with me that jacket is a little tight.
I don't think. Well,
I am not 10 times worse than Trey.
Yeah, right now you are. Right now, since it's your ass in this and Trey ass in this together, then you worse than Trey.
Can you imagine if Trey was here?
I'm not finna play with you. I'm not finna play with you. What is wrong with you today? Man say I had a mama too. Come on, man. Oh my gosh. This is crazy.
I think Big Mama is beautiful.
I don't think either of those ladies. Now, the one in the leopard might be called Big Mama. She look like she may have some grand. I don't know. The other one might have grands too. I don't know. But to me, they're gorgeous. I feel like See, this is the perfect example of us, BBWs that keep ourselves, the way we dress. See, it's the way you have to dress when you're our size. Like you have to keep it classy, you have to keep it cute. And I think they are the epitome of that. I think they look nice, very
Yes,
nice.
they do. They presented themselves very well today. Thank you,
Hmm.
ladies. You're both beautiful.
Yes, they are. They
I'm not,
really
I'm
are.
not gonna talk about her thighs.
You know what? It's some men that really like those thighs like
They
that.
do.
They do.
They do. Look,
Yeah,
look.
they do.
Trey just woke up. He said,
Now look at
"Catherine's
that Trey talking about Catherine's is for old women. Him and Meg gonna have it out in a minute.
is
They gonna have
like I've always said, spandex is not everyone's friend.
Well, I do have spandex, but they're tights. Like I love a good pair of tights. I probably got about 50 pair of tights, but I can only wear them in the house. Like Tony don't allow me to wear tights outside the house. He said my butt is too big. But listen, if you want to put on spandex, I put on my spandex to get on my motherfucking exercise bike. Don't do spandex, the truth.
All I'm
Don't
saying,
do
I didn't say anything about spandex. Anyone could wear spandex. I'm just saying it's not for everybody.
it. What's today? Saturday. Like, what is the? I'm trying to think of a reason why you would be acting such
Let
a.
me let me
Well, you
give
say you are you making up for Trey, so
let me give this put this link in here so Trey can come up here.
serious BBWs do get a bad rap, but we do get. Listen though, not as bad in these times. Like honestly, I listen.
A
There's
woman
some
that
bad
take
BBWs out there.
a woman that takes care of herself and is confident in her look,
Better
I am
know it.
I am fine with that.
Better know it.
I am fine
You
with that.
better know it. Hmm. You're
I'm
not gonna
okay.
do.
I'm okay
You're
with
not
that.
gonna do the BBWs, not today.
I never said
Man
anything
said,
about
I agree with him. Old big mamas, some in every family. Well, you got to have some in every family in order to have that good ass food y'all like to eat, that potato salad.
you ain't
Now, just like
lying.
Raina Neal was talking about, Raina said it best yesterday on her live. You guys, see, these women right here, they can do the potato salad for the cookout and for the dinners and stuff.
And the girl in the leopard looked like she fried some chicken for a
Yeah,
funeral.
they will cook you a meal that will have you just hanging around. Just hanging around forever for the meals. These women right here will cook up some shit. You hear me? Now
Look
you can
how
say what you want to say.
look how uncomfortable Opie looks.
Well, Oprah shouldn't have wore that damn tie again. You already wore it one time. Ain't nobody tell me to put that tight ass suit on. He look like his balls may be crunched together.
Yeah, I was gonna talk. He got some tight ass pants on too. He got his dad. He got his daddy
While you
suit
over
on.
there talking about my sisters, let's talk about Opie.
Oh yeah, Opie can't even button that jacket. But then, yeah, them pants are a little tight. Them pants are. I'm gonna have to say that them pants are causing him to not have complete function of his nuts.
It is what it is. He got blue balls along with that suit. He got blue balls. Hmm. Sirius said they think the BBW have low self-esteem. That's not true at all. They're more secure than ever. Let me tell you something. I'm a BBW. My two daughters are. You can't tell, and I raised them. Listen, mainly, me and they daddy raised them this way, but mainly they daddy, cause they daddy. My girl's daddy made them feel like they was the best thing walking on this earth. Okay, and my girls BBWs, and you can't tell them shit, huh? You can't tell them nothing, baby. They think they the baddest. Especially my baby girl. Especially Tatum's mama. You can't tell her nothing, baby. Huh? We raised them that way. I made sure I raised them that way. Yeah. The people think BBWs are insecure. Not all of us. Mm-mm. Since Jill said I'm over here trying to listen with headphones, I'm busting. I don't know. Can I ask a question, D True, into the
No.
chat? I need to ask a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Why come when I try to go live and I try to do certain commentaries such as, court, just crime and just, how come my lives always go left?
I don't know. I don't know how this went left. When did this go left?
It went left and true. This live went left. How come all my lives seems to go left? Let me know. Honestly, is it a company I keep? Y'all let me know so I can get new friends. Even said because we
Yeah, see, Money Boy just said it's part of the show. Money Boy, you need me put that link down there again. I need some help here.
I want Mad and Money Boy to come up, please. Mad say, "Hey, Blue Leopard, what the hell? What kind of wildlife science experience is that?"
I mean, I wasn't, I'm not. I just mentioned the button. I didn't say. I'll just say I'm worried about that button. That button.
Well, at least she buttoned her jacket up. You see Opie over there. He didn't button his up.
No, he wanted everyone to see that damn tie. Benjamin Franklin at the knot. Look, Benjamin Franklin is at the knot. Look, the knot and Benjamin Franklin's head is directly under the knot. That right there. That takes effort to make sure Benjamin Franklin's head is under the knot. And that the flag is buttoned.
And he still ain't combed his damn hair. And he still ain't combed his hair.
Yep, now he ain't combed his hair. Look just like it did the other day. Same exact, got the same thing.
Oh,
and
shit.
I think Big Girl rubbed up against him, and he may
now
have.
Y'all done woke up Trey and him and Man finna go in. Trey said, "Man, a blue leopard with finger waves." Y'all not gonna sit up here and clown these two beautiful women. I'm just done. I will roast you motherfuckers. I would get y'all. I would get y'all. Y'all ain't finna do it. Y'all ain't finna do it.
Blue Max that hair to the max, right? There's Blue
You're
Max
not doing it. Leave it alone. Let it go. Let it go. Money Boy Trey, you did not have to come for her finger waves. You did not have to do that. Okay? I'm gonna need you to stop. Cause the truth and I already came for old girl baby hairs, and I think her hairstyle is beautiful. I wear it all the time. Stop it. Now, don't get me started. Wear the clothing. What? Beautiful, wear the clothing. Those women are beautiful, Trey. Stop it. Oh, you know what?
My hat goes off to getting all that in them pants.
You know what, the truth.
Right now, I just imagine what happens when she pulls it down. All that falls out. Whop.
I'm not finna play with you.
Look at E. Brooks.
Missy Lou, Missy Lou, y'all help me. Yeah, E. Brooks, help me, E. Brooks.
No, E. Brooks just said, how does her knees hold all that up?
Wait a minute, E. Brooks, you supposed to be.
And she looked like she got tiny feet.
E. Brooks.
Tiny feet.
E. Brooks, what type of woman are you? You supposed to be on the women's side, E. Brooks. I always knew E. Brooks was a little special.
Tiny feet too.
Oh my goodness. I cannot. I just want to have one normal life. I just want to have one life that don't go left. That's all I ask for. They look like extras on the Soul Food movie set. See?
Look, come correct. Come correct.
Look at come correct. Oh my God.
Got Megan knees.
What is wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all? Sirius said we are on break. We will reconvene in 1 hour. This is come on, Sirius. It always goes left. It always goes left. They true. Why did you? Why can't you just Now, see, we didn't have Trey up here, so we had potential to have a good live that didn't go left. 'Cause, Trey always take the lives left, right? So why couldn't you just act accordingly today?
I was channeling Trey, so I didn't say any of that stuff. Trey did, and I'll blame Trey. Trey did it. I channeled Trey, and he sent that to my mind. And the first thing he said was, "Look at that bitch's thighs." And I was like, "Oh boy, what's going on?" And it was Trey in my head, and I couldn't help it. I just started saying things.
I'm leaving. Not only am I leaving the sector, right? I'm leaving the sector. Not this sector. I want to be in the crime and justice sector. I do. But as far as the other sector that you people come from, I'm leaving that sector. Okay, and I'm leaving behind these wayward souls in the chat, these wayward asses. As far as you, the true Trey, I'm leaving all of y'all behind. Ebro said, "Juice Kim and come correct, take lies left outside." Ebro, you might want to get cussed out today. Juice Kim ain't even in here bothering nobody. You messing with Juice Kim?
Money Boy says she don't have kneecaps.
Oh God!
It's because she stood up and they shot across the room. I'm sorry.
Let me tell you something. Y'all gonna stop. Y'all gonna leave us BBWs alone. Are you going to get a certificate? Like, what certificate? Girl, if you don't say
An activist certificate.
I don't want no damn certificate. I don't need no certificate to do what I do.
You're gonna take
Yeah, come correct you people. I'm leaving you people behind. I need new friends, damn it. I need new friends.
It's a 42-minute course on activism.
Oh God. I don't need it. I don't want it. I don't need it. I don't need it. And I don't want it. I'm sorry. I just don't. No. What has she done with it though? Can y'all tell me? Like, what has she done with it?
I haven't heard anything about anyone.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought. That woman can't say anything to me till she take that shit off that she wear every day when she come live, and do something with that damn ponytail. Quick when she just looked like a fucking. See, why y'all trying to pull me into this? Why are you trying to pull me into this, D-True?
I didn't do anything. Trey did it.
I thought Trey supposed to be asleep. I don't even know why Trey is commenting. He's supposed to be asleep. She put her beers on top of it. She put why being got to be on the band. What? Who on the band tonight? Are you I don't understand why y'all cannot. No, I'm not mad. No, I'm not. She continues to go to work and clean. You see how this is going, D True? Let me take these women down. I'm finna take these women down because y'all not gonna clown these women. Now we can clown others, but we ain't finna clown these two beautiful black women that did their civic duty. I got much respect for them. I think they look very nice. They're very poor. They sitting up straight. They are women. They Southern Belles. They live in the South Carolina. They are Southern. See, those are Southern Belles. Yeah, they are Southern Belles. They hold themselves up nicely. Okay. Okay. Huh. Y'all gonna leave them alone.
Well, that went left and we just hit 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm finna get off of here before it gets any worse. I'll come back later with a ratchet live, okay? Cause this ain't gonna happen. I don't know why my court TV shit can't just stay on that. It had to be you, not backup singles.
Barry White backup singers.
Oh, I'm finna go. Come on, serious. Come on, serious. The truth is the truth. I'm not dealing with these heathens today. The truth done lost his damn mind. And Trey done woke up and got in the chat. Even Mad acting out. I don't even understand why Mad acting out. He must be mad today. Damn it, man.
Look at Barry White's backup singers.
Y'all ought to stop. I'll be back later, y'all. I will. Okay? We gonna get out of here. Y'all get your Mother's Day started. I'm finna do some things. I don't know
All
what.
right.
Thank you, Mr. Lou. It was a great live till it took a left turn.
I don't know where that left turn happened
How
at.
you come with the good photos and imagery and commentary, then you go left talking about motherfuckers' buttons on their damn jacket? Like honestly,
Because you put up that picture.
I was trying to do the visuals like you.
It was a visual, all right.
Oh my goodness.
We
Y'all
still
listen.
try,
Have a good day, Raina. Listen.
we still trying to figure out where her knees are.
See. I'm finna go. I'm finna go.
I hope that woman don't see that. Don't come
Shout
for me.
out to the True Sippers and State Gang that support this hashtag content and that matter. Shout out to my moderators for showing up and showing out for me. Thank y'all. Thank you to my monetary contributors today. I got bronze run. I had 2 anonymous donors. I appreciate y'all as well. Thank y'all so much. Y'all got to feel the small hope.
Don't come for me, Big Betty. Big Betty,
See
don't
you
come for
later,
me.
Miss K. You have a wonderful day too, Sangia, and a wonderful Mother's Day if I don't see you before then. Listen, not the Benjamin Button. See, and come correct. I just want to put it on the record since we in court that come correct and ebooks are heathens. Like they don't even have the woman's back. That's sad. You have a great day too as well. It's a wrap. Thanks for joining, sweetie. I appreciate it. All right, y'all, we're gonna get out of here. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all be safe, be blessed, never stress. Please enjoy your family and friends this weekend. Enjoy this beautiful weather. We have beautiful weather here. Hopefully you all have it as well. I appreciate y'all. Court is adjourned. Right serious. Right serious. Court is adjourned. I love y'all.
I
I
object.
appreciate y'all.
I
And
object.
I'll see y'all later. Did you working today?
Yes, I'm about to go out now.
But you'll be back later.
I don't know what time I'm going to be back. I have about
Don't hurt nobody today, okay? Because you in a bad mood.
I have 6 places I have to be, and I guarantee the first one's going to piss me off, and the rest are going to pay for it.
Oh wow, that's what I'm talking about. All right, then you be careful, okay?
All
We
right.
see you later. All right, same to you, Rice K. Happy Mother's Day. I'll see y'all later. Y'all be good. Thank you, come correct. See you later.